Do you wanna stay the night? Cause I don't wanna be alone. It's been weighing on my mind for too long, too long. Do you wanna save a life? Cause I just really need someone. I've been barely holding on.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day. My man Shane, my guy, thank you so much, my dude. That's 50 bones right there. We haven't even begun the stream. Can we do a hashtag for Shane just to show our appreciation for the wonderful, beautiful donors? My guy, appreciate you, my man. Where's the dude?
Hype time at Kren Red Heart.
Another one. Dude, my guy, you realize that's 25 bones right there? Do you know how many Big Macs I can buy with that? Actually, I'm not a big fan of Big Macs specifically. I haven't had one in a good bit. But like, how many of those like Mickey D's, like single cheeseburger, like the stuff that used to cost just $1, that stuff that got me through college, dude? You know how many of those I can afford? That's literally how I view any donuts, like just how many of those you can get. Oh my god, and my man, my ticks. My guy, 50, yo, close to 50, dude, close to that 52, right? Doesn't that make a couple of years at 52? Can we get a hashtag my ticks in chat as well, my guy? Hope you're having a good one, boys. Today we got ourselves a wonderful, beautiful stream. I want to hop on the PTR real quickly. For 10.15, new stuff came out that I never got to check out yesterday. We got a new roll the bones change for the rogue. Nothing, not something I thought I would have said at all. We got new augmentation evoker changes, boomy changes to give them new builds and such. I want to take a look at all these things and probably maybe cover them for tomorrow morning or something. But I got a lot more of the stuff I got to be working on, man. I got projects I got to do, dude. It is that time to start making them guides, dude. I've played my rogue. I am giving subtlety a bit of a try. Assassination don't spec. I haven't checked that at all. And I gotta start really cranking out some more games on rogue and PvP, man. I gotta get a better idea of how that goes, man. Little cheeseburger is $3 in Switzerland, lol. Dude, the prices on those things have been going up, man. It used to be $1 here in the States. Literally $1. Dollar, man, used to just be, you used to get 2 of those and a small fry and a small drink, like a sweet tea. So together, well, actually, if you got the medium fry, you could make it like a $5 meal. Oh my god, dude, this is so good. 2 4 sets today. For which specs, my guy? That's awesome. Which specs got them? Are you also going to get the 4 sets in like the normals and LFR, or are you just like skipping that doing heroic pugging? Because imagine heroic pugs for this tier. Like if everybody knows what they're doing, I think this is a lot more doable. Demon Hunter and Hunter, how do you not have your warlock main? How is your warlock not gotten? Is it just luck? Dude, I do gotta start doing some more of those like with tier on my alts. Oh wait, you got to open the vault too, right? You got to open the vault on these guys. Yeah, I gotta start doing more, just even a key on my alts, man. Even like a +10, just to see if I can start getting tier. Have you seen Liquid got the world first for Abras? Yeah, I saw. There is a bit of an argument of like Liquid versus Echo, because if you take like, because the raid released a little bit later for Echo, Liquid got to get not a reset before Echo. I think they got it before the reset, so like Monday or something, right? But they basically had a little bit of an earlier head start in the boss. And I think there's an argument of like, when you start the raid, when you finish it, you could take that time spent inside of the raid and like calculate that as a first, second, or whatever. But dude, maybe one day they could do like a global release, all right? I feel like a global release for your average Joe and Jane is not amazing. But like for some of these guilds that are competing on a competitive level, I think for them it would be a good idea though, to like have the release start about the same time or whatever. You know, maybe they could delay the release until like Wednesday. That's like a decent time on EU and decent time on NA, right? But the resets for both regions are just so weird, man. I don't know. I hope they can figure something out, honestly. How to take a gem on my warlock. All the items were downgrades. No way, dude. No way. I actually, did you post the vault? Because like, well, we could take a look at everything you got. I mean, I trust you. I just want to see what kind of, like, if you actually got that much garbage during the first few weeks, of the season, where just about anything is an upgrade. I do wonder just like, how bad of a luck did you draw there? At this point, I'm interested. I mean, it's like watching a car wreck. No, man, it was a full crit versa. That's why. And none of it, did you go by the Sims or did you kind of like go by, okay, bad stats, probably not worth investing in the first place? Or did you like sim it up and was like, you know what, not worth, I'm just gonna take a chance. Oh no, dude. Man, I was like, was the same argument for Echo's Raz kill when they did it like 5 hours before Liquid team woke up. So Echo saw less time with Razageth though, right? Echo was behind on Razageth. Technically speaking, they got less time spent on Razageth and, or I guess in the raid in general, and they were able to kill. I don't know, man. I feel like a portion of this whole argument, it's really difficult to talk about the world first race without acknowledging that there's gonna be fans of Liquid and fans of Echo, and like people are always gonna try to make an argument that's tilted towards their favorite team. So finding like an objective like metric of how we should calculate it is very, 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 very difficult unless people are being honest about it. But everybody thinks also they're being honest, so it's a tough one. I do wonder if Blizzard can maybe set a new standard, right? That just every team deals with. Maybe like they start at the same time. Maybe like at the same time within EU and NA. I know it won't be ideal for you, like your guilds that are. They will have to figure something out, man. They have to do something for the sake of competition at some point. I think they may need to like adjust it so it's like maybe like evening time for EU the raid starts, but it's kind of like morning for NA. I know this basically encourages like somebody's gonna have a really messed up sleep schedule for it, but I don't know, man. It's just that's the rough part. It literally they're dealing with time zones. That's like dealing with time zones is like the worst mechanic IRL ever. You know, it's the worst. And I've done some projects with people that are like across the sea, and they have to deal with the different time zones. And man, it's like trying to schedule stuff together is very, very difficult. Very, 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 very difficult. Already it's hard between the EU and NA sometimes, right? I try my very, very best on my end, the best that I can. Playing Outlaw right now and checking this out. Dude, I'm gonna do the same thing. I more or less have an idea of what they're doing with the... Why is it making me... Why am I having to reinstall PTR for 10.15? It's just gone. I have no idea what happened. My PTR is gone, but at least it's gonna take like 2 seconds to install it. I have no idea what's going on, dude. I feel like there may be like the update delivery maybe is a little off. I'm guessing here, right? I just gotta have full opinion or preference. Also, where I live, I got 2 seasons a day after you did. Yeah. It's just, yeah, I don't know, man. I think at some point Blizzard, I don't know, man. Wait, what the? AJ, how you doing, my guy? I have an announcement. I've decided to main Evoker for the remainder of the app and retire the Hunter for an alt roll effective immediately. Hey, can we get a hashtag AJ for that 10 bones, my man? But I hope you like it. Evokers right now are doing pretty good. The playstyle makes a lot more sense. They're pretty fun. They're very, very strong right now. Both the healer and the DPS and the augmentation spec. Now is a pretty good time to start preparing for that thing and then get in the gear. So once it's here with 10.15, swap it into it, and then head into the content. Being the first person to figure out the spec ahead of everybody, I think is gonna give you a much, much bigger advantage over everybody. Like just being able to figure it out and just going in and just start playing it and performing with it. People are gonna notice you and they're gonna want you in their group for the next one, the next dungeon run, and the next, and the next. I think honestly they are putting a lot of effort into the playstyle of the class. They're trying to make sure it's good. So honestly, if you were switching a class without even looking at the logs, they put a lot of effort into the Evoker, and I would imagine that it would continue getting put more effort and updates as time goes on throughout this expansion at the very least. Oh, I read the alert for no reason, apparently.
Effective IMMEDATELY.
I like how you spelled it out, every single letter, just to make sure there's emphasis on it. I love it. I tried the Mind Spike Shadow Priest. I really hate it. Expecting back out into Mindful and feel so much better. Yeah, Robert, I am of the opposite, man. I prefer the other one. Music? No. Hold on. Music is playing really, really loud. Everything is reset for me. Is everything reset? Like everything? Let me double check. Music, please. Stop. Stop, please. Ah. Oh, wrong one. Cap it. Music. It's so loud. It is so loud. Okay. Maybe we could do something like this. Maybe that'll be good. All right. So, chat, I do want to take a look at a lot of these things. I do want you guys to be in the chat pretty vocal. Like, if there's anything you want me to test for the day, if there's anything you want me to try out, anything you want to see yourselves, ask away. Let me know. Because I want to take a look at everything that's new over in PTR this week. And test as much of it as I can. And then we'll probably hop back on live for a little bit. I think that'd be pretty fun. But I got the notes right here. There's a lot of new stuff. There's druid stuff, evoker stuff, paladin stuff with holy, rogue new buff, which I find quite interesting. And some new PvP sound for augmentation evoker too. And then some smaller class changes, like the big group wide heals are just getting reduced a little bit. But yeah, if you guys got any like specifics you want to see, anything that you want to see tested, I'm just kind of gonna go down the list. Should I just go rogue, or should we just do evoker off the bat, dude? Let's do evoker, man. Hold on, where's the one evoker that I set up already? Augment B, beautiful. Let's take a look at what's new here. So they got a couple of changes for these sounds. I want to see exactly what is new. So they are adding an Emerald Blossom playstyle for these guys. So normally as augmentation evoker, you put a buff out onto your allies. Let me see if I can change my bars here a little bit. And let me see if I can just expand it a little bit for the UI scale. I might just want to drop down my UI scale over time, man. Just to make it a little bit smaller so everything is more compact. Honestly. Might not be the worst idea. Oh god, that zooms out so far. Fine, whatever. Is that for eggs in abundance? Okay, I have no idea what that's for. Probably story stuff. Lots of evokers out here. Dragon Buddy, Evoker. Yeah. I'll take a look at this guy first. So with Evoker, the main playstyle is gonna be you buff up your allies with Ebb and Might, where your allies get a portion, get an additional extra primary stats for a portion of your own, and it even tells you exactly what it is. While this buff is active, your ability of eruption does more damage for a set amount of time. You can apply this buff to 4 other allies, so there's a bit of a limit to it. Abilities like Eruption, Breath of Eons, and your empowerment spells extend the duration of this Ebb and Might effect. So you're supposed to put it up and then use as many combat abilities as you can in order to make this work. However, they're adding a new playstyle for it for Dream of Spring. Where is that at? Dream of Spring. A new talent somewhere in here. Because you're a DPS class as Evoker, so you're supposed to be doing damage during the downtime when you don't need to rebuff your allies. But Dream of Spring, where is it? Oh, there's actually... Is this new? No, it's not new. Dream of Spring, here we go. That's the new one. So this one gives you more of like a healer hybrid role in some degree. Or at least gives you a bit more flexibility. ASI streaming, don't have time to watch, but I had to comment for the alg real quick. You're seriously underrated, man. Good job. Thank you so much, Expat. Appreciate you, my guy. Streams are going to be up if you want to go back and look through them. Yeah, they're always up as of odds if you want to go back and like recheck them out. So Dream of Spring gives him a little bit more of like a healer. You're still a damage dealer, but there's more of a support action to it. So Emerald Blossom, the ability itself, normally functions just like for devastation. You just drop it down and it just gives a heal, and that's it. You don't think much about it. Just drop it in, it heals, you're done. And has a cooldown. This changes it, where Emerald Blossom no longer has a cooldown, heals for 35% more healing, and increases the duration of your Ebb and Might effect by 1 second, but will now cost 3 essence. So it functions exactly the same as Eruption, whereas Eruption is a damage ability, Blossom is a healing ability. So if, let's say, you want to buff up your allies with all the, trying to figure out all my buffs out here. Buff your allies with everything, right? And you want to go use your empowerment abilities in order to prolong your buff. But then you also want to heal allies. Every single one of these heals will also prolong your buff for the Evoker. So if, let's say, your allies are taking a lot of damage, you want to help off heal, you can. So there's a little bit more of like a support role that you could go into if, let's say, healing is going to be necessary. Or let's say like your healer will need help during a certain phase of something, right? So there's a little bit more like flexibility of how you go about it. So you heal allies, heal an ally, maybe do some damage, maybe I get a proc, heal an ally, do a big fire breath, do some more damage. Try to see if I can get a SS break, SS burst here. Here we go. Do this, heal an ally, heal an ally. So like now you have a little bit more flexibility to how you play this. This could be interesting in PvP where the healing is actually, I mean, substantially increased. Right now it's healing for like 35k. Is that with scaling with the tooltip or not? I want to see what happens if I remove the tooltip, swap it to another talent, so there's I'm out of combat. Because I don't know if the tooltip adjusts with this talent. Can I get out of combat? Is it because of somebody? It's probably because I have somebody buffed up and they just keep attacking a mob and it keeps putting you in combat, isn't it? That's probably what's going on, right? Probably. Can I get out of combat, please? I just want to know how this works. Please. Please. It says I'm in combat, but I'm not. Or I am. Although don't say don't. How far away do I gotta go? We're gonna leave? Leave Valdraken? Okay, I'm this far away. Can I leave? No, still can't change. Who did I buff that just keeps... Is it this thing, Precedence? Did I buff somebody with that, maybe? Okay, I'm way away from everybody. There's no one to buff. Please tell me I'm out of combat. Please, I removed all my buffs. It's not on anybody. Please. They're gonna log off, log in, I guess. Oh my god! I just wanted to see if the healing adjusts with the tooltip or not, because the tooltip says 28,000 healing to 3 nearby injured allies. You could buff it up, I think, with Panacea or Lush. Could you also do, yeah, Bountiful Bloom, so it heals 5 allies, which probably with the playstyle you go into with like more of a cauterizing, dispel protection, healing playstyle. Let me just relog real quick, see if that drops combat. I just wanted to see if it adjusts with the tooltip, or if it doesn't. What do you think about third spec of Demon Hunter? I would love for them to add one. What kind of a... If they add one, I do hope it's like a debuff spec. Whereas Evoker is a buff spec, I hope the new one is like a debuffer spec. I think that'd be really cool to see. Alright, I can actually get out. So, tooltip says 28,000. Does it adjust with the talent change? It does. So, that is live. That doesn't get reflected. So, I mean, 35 more healing. I think you would end up picking a Bountiful Bloom. You pick up Attune to the Dream. It's like a little bit extra healing, but it's nothing insane, you know? I mean, the fact that it can heal, like, for 35k, but for 5 allies, and you can just throw it out, and it just costs you resource. I guess that's... There might be some viability for it for PvP. But that's cool. So, that's a new one, so you can now heal in order to buff up your allies and whatnot. Waystone can be used while moving. I think it's the actual like ability of Waystone to teleport to an ally. They also gave him a tier set too. I want to see if I can pull it up real quick. I gotta do it like this. Dungeons. And then we go to... If you ever want to see your class's tier set without like bringing it up from inventory or whatever, or from raid boss window, you go switch this to Shadowlands in the dungeons, go to loot, and from powers go to tier sets and you can actually see it. So they have one. Ebb and Might increases damage of your empowerment spells by 30%. So they want you to be aggressive on this. Then Ebb and Might increases your allies' permanent stat by additional 1% of your own. So it's pretty good. When you gotta... what half time gonna freehold be a fake? Dude, we gotta. I seen it in the champion for heroic grades. How's the class? It's fun. I just don't have any pieces of tier, so I'm a little bit behind on what the class can do. But I definitely do gotta start getting more mythic pluses out of the way. I'm trying to get a Croc Tusk on my rogue, and if I can get a Croc Tusk, then I can for the most part relax on my rogue, get my 8 weeklies out of the way, do a couple of 20s, and then worry about my alts. If I can get a Croc Tusk this quick, I'll be happy. Honestly. Do you buy a subscription? I have 107 videos. Do you buy a subscription? I don't think I did. No. Yeah, I don't think so. Demon Hunter caster, focus on using soul rippers. Ripped on your enemies or apply debuffs from depending on your soul. Yeah, exactly. Ripping souls out of foes and using that as a resource. Yeah, bro, a Tusk from Rogue would be insane. Yeah, it's a must-have. It's definitely a must-have item. It's a little... I really... Man, I kind of wish I wasn't like super reliant on a Croc Tusk, to be honest. But, yeah. I don't know. I wish I could just gotten like a decent item, use some weapon that I could just craft with secondary stats or whatever. Because I'd be able to do that easily, right? Just craft one and forget about it. Oh, man. Or like a one tusk I can donate. I'd love a donation of a tusk. Alright. People of Extraza is another one that also got changed up. So this one, the way this will work, People of Extraza, every time you hit a target with a living flame, it would hit a second time with a living flame. When you cast it out on an enemy, living flame strikes one additional enemy for 100% damage. So when you're hitting one guy with living flame, hits a second. I do wonder if that gives you more chances for Essence Burst to proc, because every time Living Flame and every Azure Strike has a 50% chance to make eruption cost no focus. I do wonder if it's like a 40% chance for it to proc now. I have no idea. Like, just to be honest, I have no clue. Oh, there's like a weird new... You guys seen this? When you're casting a spell, it has like a line going across the ability now. That's new. Don't remember that ever happening. Huh. That's interesting. Oh, it doesn't happen all the time. It kind of bugs out if it's like a GCD or whatever. Interesting. Huh. Alright, so one of the things people could figure it out is if you use Leaping Flame, Fire Breath causes your next Living Flame to strike one additional target per empowerment level. So if you were to like max channel Fire Breath all the way, and you would use your Living Flame, it would cleave to a secondary target with People of Extraza. They changed it so it no longer has this crazy cleave element about it, but it's still pretty strong either way though. Like, this would be good for single target, and this would be good for AoE at the end of the day. But also, this could be also good because there's a chance per target hit that it could cast again. I don't know, I'm kind of leaning towards this one right now when it comes to damage. Am I in combat perma again? Is it because of a tank train dummy that I hit or something? On combat, I might get just perma stuck. I might be perma stuck. But yeah, any questions on the augmentation evoker, boys? Because this is the spec right here. Also, Jake, do you have any builds that I could maybe try real quick? Jake, the challenge is broken, so go target Del. I mean, you'll always be healing as well as DPSing. Wait, you mean like if I do this, I'll be healing somebody? It's prioritizing a damage enemy. Hold on, if I maybe go like super far away, is it gonna try to heal? Is that what you mean? Can I like hit somebody that's like super far away from any mobs to see if it heals them? Hold on, maybe this guy, right? Maybe just try to hit this guy. I'm just trying to max range away from anything else that can be cleaved. It's not really healing anybody. Or... oh, let's go this way now. Yeah, I think it was having a hard time figuring out like which way it's supposed to go. And it's just cleaving somebody at random. I don't think it tries to heal. I think it will try to do damage to somebody. When cast at an enemy, Living Flame strikes one additional enemy for 100% damage. I imagine it just makes your character shoot 2 of these in a row at a random mob near you. I don't know if it'll actually heal anybody. You hit a mob for 50k and healing for 50k at the same time for no mana. I would need to try this out in like a party, right? Because it's not really targeting these guys for like healing whatever. Wait. You mean like this? So you could do that. You could throw a heal while it does damage, but that costs mana. Although, I guess the question is, it's trying to like hit an enemy. It's not trying to send a second projectile to heal anybody. I think it's always going to prioritize damage over everything. I don't think, I mean, unless you like, unless this is what you mean, like you just want to turn around and heal somebody while also being able to do damage for free. And then maybe, I guess that could work. I guess that could do it. I don't know. I don't know if it'll be worth it. But Mom was working on enemies. Okay, if you can hit an enemy while a free bolt hits an ally, I agree with that. But it seems that the ability wants to function, wants to prioritize an enemy. They may change it in the future. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah. I leveled a few guys that started the expansion, and I'm wanting to come back. How the Alien Shaman's looking. I like him a lot at pumps. Enhancement is also fantastic. Rescue is really, really strong. So if anything, as a Shaman, you have other fallback plans. But I think Elemental is pretty good. It's not generally a single target heavy playstyle, and the whole raid, this new raid, is very single target heavy. So I can take a look at like how the statistics are for the spec. Elemental, as an overall, it's not doing terrible for the new raid though. As an overall, it's not doing terrible. Is it like that on heroic? Also not bad on overall for heroic. Okay, let me see if I can bring up some stuff on here. Let me try to make sure I clean this up as best as possible. Oh wait, I also gotta do this, yeah. Get the PTR on here. There we go. Okay. Let me see. Do I want to do? Let's do 95th percentile, right? Okay, let me do this. So this are the logs right now. I guess we could do heroic logs or mythic logs. Like on mythic, the spec is doing pretty good, but mythic, there's not a lot of information on mythic yet, right? There's just not a lot of information on mythic at the moment. But early numbers suggest that LA Shaman isn't doing too bad as an overall. Though you should really take a look at it by fight basis, that as well as the 95th percentile. 95th percentile, not that bad. I guess the question is, where is LA Shaman doing well? On Kazara, on pure single target, early LA Shaman, not doing too terrible. Augmentation, which is like a two target cleave fight and then turns to a single target, not the worst either. Forgotten Experiments, not terrible either, because there are two targets you can cleave, but there's also very much a single target focus, plus also there's an ad phase as well. So that's why the spec does pretty good. You can even get a little more context. Boss damage, not the highest, but it definitely does well when the ads come out, which is generally what LA Shaman's really good at. Then you got the Zukali Assault, which is a pretty big AoE phase that you can kind of maximize the value on the ads. And LA Shaman isn't doing too bad there. Then we're back to the pure single target on a shock, and this is where sims and logs become a little bit more sparse, because not a lot of players have, not a lot of guilds have gotten logs on these bosses, as we are still progressing through a lot of this here. But what we can do is switch into heroic, a couple of first attempts on heroic. So all percentiles. From there on, LA is kind of like starting to not do the best. But also, I imagine a lot of players are focusing mostly when they do this raid as enhancement more than elemental. So I wonder like how the elemental pumpers are doing. Like people that are main Ellies, how are they performing? But yeah, the damage kind of starts to go more towards Arcane Mage, which is doing pretty well, into Vigilant, Magmorax, which is pure single target. Elemental starts to make a bit of a comeback here too. Echo of Notharian. Elemental is doing okay. There's an ad phase there too. And then Scale Commander also has a bit of an ad phase, but Enhancement seems to be doing really well. On Heroic, it's very difficult to really take Heroic numbers because Heroic does not have all the mechanics involved. And this is where you don't really have classes that can truly stretch their legs all the way, especially this early, where most people that are trying to do the very best they can, they're focusing on the Mythic progression. Where Mythic, I think, ends up offering a lot of valuable data is this is the early numbers when people are trying to kill the bosses but are not trying to squeeze out the most damage out of their class. They're not trying to cheese damage. They're just trying to play as well as they humanly can to take down these bosses as efficiently as possible. There's no cheesiness, no shenanigans, and Elemental is doing pretty good early on. But also, I think Elemental doesn't do well in Mythic Pluses too. Generally, it does well in AoE situations, and right now, Subcreation not the greatest website for it, but it's doing it like in a B tier. Again, not the best website for it, but at least it gives you an idea of like what the spread are, where classes are, which classes are getting some of the better higher end keys done, how successful they are at them. And Elemental Shaman is kind of like in the B tier. I would give it a couple of weeks though to collect more data, and maybe we'll see an Elemental like once people got all the tier sets, because not everybody that's going into these right now has all the gear they need in order to perform well, right? Just look at the tier sets, like a lot of them are still lava build because they still got the tier from the old tier. And like once we get like a full array of shamans where everybody got the 4 set and they're pushing high-end content, we may see a pretty big switch, because the Stormkeeper playstyle generally does better in that pure AoE. Take a moment to look at how my Demon Hunter tier set heroic looks. Demon Hunter tier set. Oh, like the looks? Yeah, it looks fantastic. So early numbers, I'd say Shaman isn't that bad, or not as bad as it may seem. It's definitely not like a standout top DPS, top tier, like a Shadow Priest right now, or a Destruction Warlocks that are doing really well, right? But it's not bad. I wouldn't describe it as bad. I don't think it's fair to call it terrible. Yeah. They're still pumping Mythic Plus. I think that numbers are going to improve once more people get the tier sets and more people get just more logs, more numbers, more instances of them just going to dungeons and then stretching their legs and trying to see when they can really max out damage. Because I feel like Shaman may be one of those classes. Again, may, based on what I've seen, may doesn't mean always mean like it's gotta be. I think you'll still have like Shadow Priest solidified its lead when it comes to ranged. I think Rose Demon Hunter solidified the lead when it comes to melee. Desert Warlocks and Fire Mages and LA Shaman's gonna come close to Shadow Priest? Likely. As people get better gear and people get their best of slot stuff and they'll really be able to max out everything they need. Just because the class has a really good early head start doesn't mean that it's gonna be like the best and the strongest all around and there's nothing better than it. You know? Shadow Priest, what year is this? Dude, I know, right? They got a pretty big rework, and at first the rework people were a little worried about, but it's doing pretty good right now. Honestly, it's doing pretty good right now. What the hell is this drama of WoW for first? Dude, yeah, Felipe, I have no idea, man. Lol, Gidget is mad though. Dude, I don't have a dog in this fight, so I'm not even gonna comment about the WoW for drama. I understand where people are coming from, right? It's all about trying to... I feel like partially as people that like the streamers and like the teams, they kind of want their team to be the winner, right? So it's totally not totally understandable from that front. But I feel like in the future, Blizzard may want to think about maybe adding some kind of like a... It may be a good idea to just add some kind of like a barometer to figure out how we're going to end up doing all of these competitions, all of these world firsts, right? There's got to be a better method for this. There's got to be a better method, man, of like how to figure out world first and make it fair for everybody. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe like they should do it like from the time the servers reset and then how much time you spend in that tier should determine world first, world second, all that stuff. I feel like that's the only way to really like make it fair. Because if you start like starting as a race at the same time, NA just had a head start. I know NA has like bugs and issues they usually have to deal with. And on like a bad day, it just doesn't really give EU that much of a lead or NA that much of a lead. But on a good day, it can. I just think there used to be a fair way to like figure it out. Just like a one standard that everybody runs with that doesn't really care about time of start, right? The time when the servers reset, because time zones are a thing. You know, they do one global release in Classic, to be honest. Do they do one? I feel like Better Classic can clear the entire raid. And this is not to say anything bad about Classic, but like they do know the mechanics so well. It's like been super well researched. And the mechanics are not super overly complex compared to the last few, like compared to anything Soulful put out, right? So like you can clear that in the afternoon. Like 30 minutes, maybe 45. You know what? I haven't looked at the logs, but I'm pretty sure like if you were to look at it, one of them might have been like, hey, just took us 45 minutes, we're good. You know? Am I wrong? Jake, you probably pay attention to that stuff better than I did. What's the shortest they've had? Shortest world first tier they had for Classic. Someone tier sounds like a winner. Yeah, I think it's just it may be the most like equal way of doing it because then it's fair for everybody that starts, right? When the servers reset, when the servers are live, that's when the clock starts. And then when you end for your region, that's the time in that tier. And then you just hold, and it's because it's a race, right? At the end of the day, it's a race, and that's the only way to... I think it's the only way to really time it. I know it's like takes away a little bit from like the whole like getting first one's ever done it in the world, right? As a clock hits. But like, I think that's the most fair way of doing it. I don't know. But that's my opinion, man. Well, if you guys got a different one, feel free. All right, on Evoker, I think I got nothing else. I really just want to dive into the dungeons in this thing. We need the new mega dungeon to come out as soon as possible so I can test this thing out. But this thing is just permanent combat, dude. Everything is aggressive to me because I'm buffing people and then they keep doing damage and they don't leave this area, so I'm staying in combat permanently. Well, first release at morning, and it would be a lunchtime for EU, which is a fair bit with EU 12 hours. I mean, they could do it, but then EU then has to eat into the sleep schedule and the degen if they want to be competitive, and that's just not ideal either, you know? Again, I think we could there's probably a way to do this world first without obliterating people's sleep schedules or making people change their whole life around it, you know? Plus, it is also probably not fair to like the casual guilds and heroic guilds that are mythic guilds that are gonna get cutting edge but just not gonna get on the top 100. It's unfair to them either because they kind of want to be able to start at a normal time for themselves as well. You know, there's got to be like some human hours we can do because we can definitely do like demon hours for somebody, but there's got to be some way we can do like human hours for everybody. Another spec I want to take a look at briefly is I think the Outlaw Rogue. Might as well. Because we got a new Roll the Bones buff. I want to see what that's like. I want to see how well that plays. And then... where is it? Let's see. We got oh, okay. So that's a new quest. I think it was Pelcher? Hold on. I'm gonna get his name wrong. I just want to make sure I get it right. Hold on. I'm really bad with names. Notoriously bad with names. Poltergasm. Poltergasm said that apparently when you hit level 30 in 10.1.5, you get a free mount. You either get a Harbor Griffin or you get something else as a Hordy, but it's like a free mount when you first hit level that you can fly. You go to buy a license, your flying license, and they give you a free mount, which is kind of cool. It's just like a Griffin and like a Wyvern or something for the Horde. I'll need to double check it, but that's pretty nice, honestly. Pretty nifty. All right, this guy got like no gear, by the way. This version of the rogue. Do I have like a set? All right, that'll work. All right, so the new build, like, oh no, not new build, but a new Roll the Bones buff came out. It's so weird. A new Roll the Bones buff came out. I can't believe it. All right, so this one is changes our dice of fate. The what is it? The dice of fate. I keep calling dice of fate. They actually call it dice of fate, huh? For some reason, I was like, Roll the Bones. Why did I say dice of fate for a second? I was like, wait, where did I get this? Literally in tooltip. We're gonna roll my dice of fate. Let's see if I can get myself out of cooldown reduction and potentially into Grand Melee. Nope. I got the True Bearing and Upper Grab Broadside. I want to see if I can put up Grand Melee. If I can pull up Grand Melee, I can show you guys what the new buff is. So they changed Grand Melee, the buff that kind of gives us free auto attacks. Or free auto attack Slice and Dice buff. No. Welcome to the Outlaw RNG. Am I even the buff for like RNG? No, I'm not. I'm not the ambusher that can randomly proc a Roll the Bones. Just a plain pistol Outlaw rogue. Pterodax, is it Pterodax as a horde? That's even better, actually. That's better than a Wyvern. Okay, eventually, chat, I will get the buff that I need. Also, by the way, I'm enjoying these new, this little like procs. By the way, how pistol shot pops up whenever I get like a proc for it. That's so good. Kind of love it. I think it's so good. That's a nice little bit of visual to it. Okay, seriously. We'll get it done eventually. Give me a sec. But it's basically like a Roll the Bones buff that buffs our Blade Flurry. And I think might make it better for single target. I'll need to double check it. Let me see if I can get an add-on working. I'm just looking at it. Just to I want to be able to double check for certain, because it looks like they may give us a buff. I don't want to spoil it too early, but it looks like they gave us a buff where we should be able to... Details, here we go. Hopefully that'll work. It looks like they gave us a buff where we can buff our damage of our Blade Flurry, and Blade Flurry can also cleave a nearby target, or do more damage to nearby targets. Is this gonna work if I reload? Or not? Reload? They're gonna like find... Hold on, let me see if I can just add details on the WoW. PTR. Details, dynamic cam, scouted image meter, all that stuff should hopefully be in. Okay, is this gonna work now? Add-ons? Okay, well now this should work, hopefully. I guess I had to log out, log in. This is much of a sense, not really bothered. Well, the world release at morning, or discount the time to take to clear the raid full. In my opinion, Liquid for world first, raid clear, but Echo won the race. Yeah. I think to some degree, I guess you could maybe like make an argument for that. Again, I'm like, I don't really have a dog in that kind of fight at all, you know? But I do think for like the sake of competition, having some kind of like a fair way of going about it, with some kind of like a fair metric, an equal metric, will probably be healthy for the sake of competition. Okay, so at least I got the details working. I'm gonna go back to the roll of the boats until I get the bones. But yeah, there's just, I feel like just having like some kind of like an equal metric of how they do it, how they compare, how they figure out who's gonna be winning the race. Because I feel like at the end of the day, World First is fine, but you should have a winner for like winning the race itself. Yeah, I think World First generally, I don't know, man. I don't know. Because on one hand, like being first, there's definitely like value in it, but when somebody starts ahead of others because of regions, because of time zones, it does add an element of like kind of unevenness. I don't even want to say unfairness, just unevenness. There's got to be a better way of like making it more even. Please roll the bones. Oh, come on! It's actually giving me every good buff besides the one I don't want, which is normally Grey Melee is one of the worst buffs you can get. Normally, notoriously bad. Let's roll first, should just be 2 awards, first initial white color passes reset. I don't know, I think there should be one that's like the most important one. You know, that's how I feel. Like there should be one big reward. Having like multiple little rewards just I feel like diminishes the reward itself in the first place. There should be one winner, one reward. Okay, roll the bones. Come on, literally every buff that I don't need. Every buff that I would want in my Underrot later today, I'm getting right now. So now what I'm gonna do Underrot, I'm gonna be thinking about this moment right here. I'm just rolling. Fantastic. We got it. So Blade Flurry deals 10% additional damage to nearby enemies, including your primary target. Does this mean like the actual Blade Flurry buff? Oh, look at that! So I can't bring up like the big blow up of Blade Flurry, but I can keep it right there, and you can see Blade Flurry is actually doing damage single target. Wait a second. Blade Flurry is actually doing damage single target. Look at this. I'm just hitting one mob. I'm not hitting anything else nearby. There's no one near me. Hold on. Can I re-roll it again? Dude, wait a second. Hold on. This is actually really cool. Hold on. This is neat. This is pretty cool. I can't see the full details because when I left click it, it does this. But I can show it right here, chat, so you can kind of see on the bottom right, yeah? Okay, when I get a re-roll, I'm gonna go find the train dummy. Okay. You guys are just gonna have to use that window at the bottom right, just a little tiny window. Alright, please, let me roll it. Yeah. I am disappointed. I'm gonna keep going until I get the buff, man. They should do a global release for rates for World First. I just don't, yeah, there's an argument for like they maybe should. But it's like, your average player that's trying to compete in this World First, so other guilds as well, like, they're not going to be able to also, not everybody's going to be able to play around the time zone change, you know? Like, somebody's going to have to be playing the game in the demon hours, like really, really, really late. And I just don't think it's super fair for either EU or NA to have to deal with it. Like, I wouldn't want to know my boys over in EU are having to grind out into like late hours, destroying their sleep schedules, or having to shuffle the life around for it, you know? Because NA doesn't really have to, or if it was the other way around. Okay, we got a buff. Reset. We're gonna walk up. Melee. Please. Please. Okay, so you can see Blade Flurry, right? I'm not hitting anything else. There's nothing near me, nothing up my sleeve. We're hitting Blade Flurry. Blade Flurry is doing damage to the single target. So 35% of the damage that I'm doing, it also does to my primary target. That's kind of neat. So if you do big hits, Blade Flurry is going to echo those. That makes the buff so much stronger. Look at this. Just want to maintain Blade Flurry as much as I can here. But look, it's keeping up with all my other abilities. It's just extra damage. Wait, Blade Flare again. Look at this! It's keeping up with everything. It's doing quite a bit of damage. Look at that thing. Blade Flurry can hit single target with a buff now. That's interesting. What's up, Colin? How you doing, my guy? Checking out some of the new class stuff over on 1015. I don't participate in all the fancy races. I don't participate. Yeah, but like, I don't know, man. I feel like there should be a vote, right? I think there should just be a big old vote in the community. How would you like to handle future races? And like for Blizzard to really push the survey out for like people that view the races, people that compete in these races, right? For everybody to make the argument, and there should just be a big old vote based on what everybody agrees. Because there are some guilds that are not really gonna care, they're not really trying to win the race, right? They're casual guilds that are gonna get CE, but they don't really care to be like competing like that. But like, I mean, for them, like they just like the current schedule of like, hey, because if it releases, if the race is gonna release for everybody at once, imagine if you're just one of those guilds that doesn't want to fall behind, but wants to get CE done, and all of a sudden your GM is like, all right, you guys better be awake at 1 in the morning. And like, but what's a good European name? But I don't know, Joe. Let's go with Joe. Joe's a very European name. But Joe, I got work in the morning. Too bad we're raiding. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just like blowing it out of the water. Maybe just coming up with a situation that will just never happen. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. There's gotta be middle ground for it. Fire Mage is even better than patch yesterday. Fix the glass cannon even more, I guess. Wait, it's even better than after patch yesterday? Is it actually? Is it pumping? I heard it's doing insane numbers apparently. Yeah, really Blizzard, but does Blizzard really care? I do think they care. Like, based on how much stuff they've done for this expansion so far, I really do think they care. I do think they care because, I mean, like, they wouldn't be making as many class changes and little micro adjustments and little things like, I mean, look, they went through Freehold and all these other dungeons recently this week, and they tried to like really make a lot of these like radicals and ability effects a lot more visible, right? So they're putting an effort. But like for World First stuff, I don't know. I feel like there's definitely a bit of a disconnect because there's going to be like a mindset of the World First Raiders that are in the top 100, that are in the competition, you know, the Echoes limits, and everybody that's like 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th place, all those guilds out there, they will have one opinion. But then there will be an opinion of people that are still getting Mythic, but don't get it like World First. They'll get it like a month or two before the next patch comes out or whatever, you know. There's a slow progress, but they still get there and they still do the challenging content. But then there's going to be an opinion of people that don't really even touch Mythic, that are like heroic or maybe even more casual than that. Everybody's going to have a different of opinion, man. So it's like, how do you like come up with a system that works for everybody? And I don't think you're going to have an easy time with it. Again, like the affix of time zones is a tough one. And it's just something we have to deal with. 100% Ignite buff was not hacked until now. Really? So it's even stronger. Guardians are playing Bleed build in 22s. Are they really? I kind of want to try it out now. But yo, this Roll the Bones change, I think that could be interesting. This Roll the Bones thing, because it is working. And I'm doing, I mean, you're basically just doing 50% more damage to the primary target, right? Because it will just cleave. But also you're doing precise cuts, so it does 2% per missing target. And you have 8 targets. Is that gonna go like, what? I don't know, missing targets, you got like, what, 7 missing targets? Is it doing like 50, 64% more damage? 64% of your damage becomes a cleave? Because I don't think that's how it was though, was it? Did I reset it? I really wish you could blow it up, by the way. I can't. This is the best I can do because the add-on is bugging really hard. But like, it's doing 8% of my damage on single target. I think what I want to do is I want to go through like a full rotational combo on my rogue while keeping Blade Flurry active with that buff, and then seeing how that works out. That's what I need, is get myself a fantastic Roll the Bones and then just go through my full single target rotation just to see how much damage that does. But I'm sure somebody can maybe sim it. I don't know, this could actually be kind of good. 10% more damage and it hits single target. That, I imagine, like, I think because they could adjust our buffs a little bit. Like the I guess the next buff they would want to address is the Buried Treasure, the one that gives us energy. If they can adjust it so it gives you some kind of a damage buff, and then it's like you no longer have to re-roll the bones, really. Yes, you can to maximize, you know, getting the right buff you want, but if they can adjust that one together with Grand Melee, and then it'll be just down, the playstyle could just be like, just roll the bones, get as many buffs as you can, don't care what buff it is, just use it and have a buff. Get as many of them as possible. That would make the playstyle feel so much better, where every buff does something. And I wonder if like a ambidextrous build will then work out really well with the whole dance and seal, because that could be good. Interesting how to respond for sure. Yeah, I agree. Boomkin is another one that I want to check out, boys. Balance druids. Got one sparked in a Dream Grove, so they're changing them quite a bit. And there's also Holy Paladin that I kind of want to peep, maybe later. Because I feel like I'm hanging on a PTR for way too long. I do want to get a couple of those dungeons done. A couple of weekly keys. If I do it, is it every time I? It's every time I touch it. Okay, so I'll just try not to touch the details at the bottom for too much. Okay. Balance Druid. So one of the things we wanted to do, the following changes we're working towards providing more build diversity for Balance Druids. Though we are happy with the current builds and want them to remain popular. We'd like Stellar Flare to be a competitive option against a smaller number of targets, where not a lot of people really run Stellar Flare nowadays. Small number of targets, so we are reducing the duration of Astral Smolder to make Stellar Flare or Wild Mushrooms more competitive when it comes to maintaining Twilight. So Smolder, every time you Starfire or Wrath, there's a dot that you can put on an enemy if the ability crits. So it gives you the ability to put up 3 dots with Waning Twilight. While all 3 dots are active, you're healing and damage on the enemy. When you have 3 periodic effects on the target, dots or hots on an ally, you do 10% more damage or healing to an ally. So they're trying to make this a little bit better for Waning Twilight or Mushrooms a little bit better, because you can kind of like, I guess the current builds maybe don't run, I know the new current builds run Wild Surges a lot, and I guess Mushrooms are just sidelined because you can just kind of maintain Astral Smolder almost all the time. So that makes a little more sense in terms of trying to make like a big Mushroom build, a playstyle. What is the best 100 jobs? Like professions? I'd say like skinning is pretty good. Leatherworking can be good for making gear if you want to. I think herbalism and mining can be good if you're just trying to make gold, but it's not really needed for hunters specifically. I think engineering can be good if you don't world PvP. But again, a lot of this stuff you can get from professions. A lot of them can be bought in the auction house, or someone can make it for you for work order, through a work order system. So it's not necessarily there's a profession that is best for hunter, but ones that do work well, like skinning and leatherworking, yeah. So you can make yourself gear and just kind of good stuff. And not so nice thing whenever I change specs and it gets mixed up with the previous spec, and it's annoying me. Main reason why I don't play Druid. Dude, 4 specs and you got all these different town builds you got to play through. Yeah, I don't disagree. They're also equalizing the New Moon and the Fury of Elune a little bit, which is these two. I think right now Fury of Elune is way too strong. Maybe some people are playing New Moon, but I don't really know where. And easing up the importance of entering Eclipse with Nature's Grace change. This one. Okay. Since many of these tweaks involve pulling back the power of the current popular builds, we're increasing the balance druid's damage all across the board. So all abilities will be buffed by 5%. Winning Twilight damage and healing increased by 10% to make this sound a little bit stronger and make you want to play into the heavy dot play style. There are changes smolder to a 4. What here says 4 seconds on live, it is 6 seconds. They're trying to just find the middle ground, but it says here 4 seconds on the blue post. Wild Surge is bonus to, is it just crit bonus? Yeah, crit bonus to Wrath and Starfire is now 12% instead of 15%. Wrath, Warrior of Elune, that's another one here. Where is it? Warrior of Elune, here we go. Warrior of Elune now starts its cooldown as soon as it's activated, but the bonuses here next to surge surges must be used within 25 seconds. So you can pre-cast this ahead of fight. As long as you send out 3 Starfires within 25 seconds, then you'll still be able to get full value of it. That is a nice change, actually. That allows you to put Warrior of Elune on cooldown and maybe use it a lot more aggressively and use it more often in general. Lunar Shrapnel has been redesigned, which is this one. Starfall deals 20% additional damage and now is 1 talent point. Hold on, is this what it was previously? I kind of want to see what did it on the live build, because I'm not really super familiar with boomkins. Not like to that degree. So right now, Shrapnel, Starfall stars have a chance to deal additional damage to nearby enemies when the damage an enemy afflicted by Moonfire. Deals damage reduced beyond a target. So this used to be like a splash damage, but now they changed it just to 1 talent point, and it just makes Starfall do 20% more damage. I think that's a buff. Because the other one is not as consistent. It's like a chance to drop a star that does damage to anybody nearby. I guess like maybe 26% chance, 25. I think that's a good change. I think that's a buff. I want to say maybe more consistent for sure. Umbral intensity increases the damage dealt of Wrath and Starfire. What's Umbral? Umbral intensity. Umbral intensity. Is this it? Umbral intensity. Why am I? There we go. Increases the damage of dealt by Wrath by 20% per point was 10. And Starfire dealt to nearby targets by 15 was 10. So they just buffed that all across the board. That's nice. That's a nice little buff right there. Nature's Grace now only triggers after an eclipse ends, not when extending an eclipse with celestial alignment. Nature's Grace is this thing, yeah? So when it triggers after eclipse is over, I guess they're trying to really make it like less mandatory. Fury of a Loon, damage reduced by 10%. Unfortunate. New Moon damage increased by 100%. Okay, so New Moon does a lot more damage off the bat. Half Moon by 45 and Full Moon by 15. Orbit Breaker's Full Moon damage is now 60%, was 80. Orbit Breaker, was it Radiant? No, Orbit Breaker is the... there we go. So that's got a little bit lessened, but because Full Moon got buffed up. Primordial Arcanic Pulsar tracking buff now counts up to 100 instead of 15. This is a cosmetic change only. Okay, cool. So it counts to 15 star surges instead of like how much astral power you spend, I guess. Or no, the math gets a little different. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, so just a couple of adjustments here and there, but nothing super crazy. Also, Nature's Vigil is now 15 seconds. It says here 30 still. So not all the changes have been implemented, it looks like. Pally, that's the last one. Pally I kind of messed around with a little bit. I really gotta spend more time in the Paladin, man. I actually like the class a lot. I think it's actually pretty fantastic to play with. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be a little bit, is it here? Move it slightly. Huge. Yeah, but I got a nice dual spec going. Nice, nice. Nice, nice. Okay, Paladin. Holy. Can I just do like a starter build? Sure. Give me a starter build. What is that gonna give me? I'm interested actually. What do you start me off with, Blizz? Okay. Can I just like all? Just starter? Yes. Permanently mess up my build. Just don't give me a build. Okay, meta build, I guess. I don't know. Alright, let me just spend. It's really doesn't want to play WoW nicely. Let me just spend my talent points and just garbage here, boys. Just a bunch of passives. Not a real build. I'm just trying to get a starter. I'm just gonna try the starter build here. Beast Mastery better than Marksmanship Hunter. Is it? I think Marksman is pretty strong right now. Okay, so I don't think they actually have like a proper setup for a starter build yet. That's probably why it's not working. So for them, Blessed Light, Glimmer Light, healing and damage increased by 10%. Blessed Light. There it is. Wait, no. Which one is it? Blessed Light. Blessed Focus. Wait, Blessed Light, Blessed Focus, Glimmer Light, healing and damage increased by 10%, but like affect one target at a time. That's Blessed Focus though, right? Let me look at Blessed Light. Blessed Light. Yeah, so they got the wrong ability name. I guess they changed the Blessed Focus to Blessed Light in a later update. Divine Revelations have been redesigned, well empowered, which I think is what? The, this one. Yeah, so the Judgment and Holy Light refund mana, while Flashlight heals for 20%. I think it's pretty strong. I think it's decent. Cheers Deliverance now affects the healing of Holy Shocks. Releases the light that will instantly heal allies every 0.8 seconds for 10 seconds. Allies heal also receive 25% increased healing from your Holy Light, Flashlight, and Holy Shock spells. That's pretty good actually, adding Holy Shock in there. Balance Salvation Tooltip is more succinct, which I don't really know where that's at. Oh, this one. Okay. I guess maybe I adjusted the what is written. Avengers Might, they are changing the wings though. They're making it a little bit less strong. And wings in general for Holy Paladins only like 15% is effective instead of 20. So it's a bit of a nerf. Crusader Strike cooldown has been increased, but like, what's it now? 6.1? So they increased it from 50% to 30, so I guess they reduced it technically. Touch of Light healing increased by 700%. Touch of Light. Touch of Light. Oh, the passive. Okay, spells and abilities have a chance to cause your target to erupt in a blinding light. Are they dealing 1 holy damage or healing for 20,000 health? Huh? 20,000? That seems like a little bit of a typo. That seems like a lot. What? Either 1,000 holy or 20,000 heal. That seems like a pretty big swing between the two. You definitely want to heal then, huh? What is that? I feel like that, again, feels like a typo. It feels like an extra 0 was added. But maybe that's normal. Shield the Righteous damage increased by 30. Reduce the cooldown Crusader Strike by 2 seconds. Oh, I like that. Hold on a second. So they're trying to make the Shield Slam playstyle a little bit better for Paladins. With Shield of the Righteous not being really used all that often. Where's Shield of the Righteous? Do I gotta talent that to it or something? Hold on, where's Shield? Sotor. Is it a holy spell? It is. I guess it becomes a holy spell when you're unholy. This got like a one-hander. That's a two-hander. That'll do. Not amazing, but it'll work, yeah. Okay, I got super turnaround just now. That was really weird. Oh, it's also made it so that is this on global? Is this normally on global cooldown? Wait, was this ability of the GCD before? Or is it only like that for prot of GCD? I mean, it does hit multiple targets. Damage is definitely like way out there. Too much. There's no way too much damage because the train damage are pretty low. But it does help reduce the cooldown reduction, the cooldown of Crusader Strike. And they still got this one Crusader where Crusader can either generate 1 additional holy power and deal more damage, or it has a shorter cooldown. But that could be a playstyle. That could be something. I really do like this change too. How eventually after you spend holy power, you could eventually give yourself wings for 10 seconds guaranteed after throwing judgment. I think that's really good. I like that. Big fan. Judgment has a 50% chance to cast Consecration. I mean, 50% chance is pretty good. I imagine it's going to be incredible uptime. Fix an issue that caused Holy Shock to not scale with haste, so that's pretty good. So Holy Shock should be a lot more usable, I guess, as an ability, like part of your rotation. I think that's what they're trying to go with Holy Shock. I think it's the route they're going. They're trying to make more usable as a button in your rotation. I mean, it's already a button, but they're trying to give like haste, cooldown reduction aspects to it, so it's like a lot more of an active playstyle that we weave between like Crusader Strikes and Holy Shocks and Judgments. But everything generates a lot, like Crusader Strike can generate 2 holy power. Your Judgment also generates holy power. I don't think it does on live. I'll just double check that. I can maybe ask like if Liquid is around. Maybe I could ask him a quick question. See what it says. Do 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 do. Let's see if I can ask him. Hey, quick question. Drawing a blank here. Does Judgment generate holy power for Holy Pala on live? I'm on PTR and I cannot remember for the life of me. Let's see if he gets back to me. Because he should be able to, because he's a paladin main. Because I don't remember how much gear item level we got. For this guy, not a lot. This guy is not really like a properly geared character. There's just a character copied from a while ago, and I just kind of use them to like check out some of the talents. I'm not really getting like the most good numbers out of it, but I'm not really looking for the numbers, especially like a PTR, especially early adults of PTR. Not really super worried about the numbers, because they will change. They'll change quite a bit. I am interested in trying like the Outlaw with a new Blade Flurry. Those numbers I'm interested in because it's my main. But I'm just wondering how much raw damage does it offer? Like the early. But that's like the only character that I have that's geared. If I had more like geared alts, I'd be able to test stuff and get a little bit more of accurate results. I just got nothing of this guy. I gotta put more work in the paladin, but right now it's like grinding rogue for a good few weeks and then start putting work into my alts. But chat, if anybody remember, does judgment generate holy power on live? Because if it doesn't, then I kind of like the change they've done here, because the whole system of holy power spenders and builders is a little bit more self-contained. But throwing up a shield as a holy power, I guess they can make that shield of the righteous like really worthy ability, worthy use. Shield of the righteous, because there are some talents where you get more armor, which I guess is good. You get more damage, heal allies. Then you have Shield of Righteous deals more damage to the first target strike. Every 5 Shield of Righteous causes you to make next Word of Glory, let it down free. That could be good. And like just like a melee heavy playstyle. If they could also add Shield of the Righteous into the Avenger Crusader, I think that would really make Crusader really strong, because it gives you like an opportunity to just focus in on damage and not healing allies directly. But the harder you hit, the more healing you do. I think that could be really good. But I think already having Judgment and Crusader Strike hit or heal allies for a portion of its damage is pretty strong as is. But I would love to see Shield of the Righteous incorporated. I feel like it would help like finalize it and catalyze it. But we'll see. They do have stuff like Holy Power Spenders have a 20% chance to reduce the damage of Glimmer, and like another one where Holy Power Spenders have a chance for Glimmer to also heal, or to trigger its damage and healing effect, which is pretty good too. Like if you can go for like a full melee playstyle, that would work. Luck, man. By the way, yo, congrats, Atha. By the way, pilot question: does Judgment generate holy power for holy on live? I want to see what Atha says. Can you tell me maybe between Warrior and a Paladin, what are you suggested for overall PvE? I think it depends what kind of content you're trying to get into. I think if you're just looking for overall, just to get your foot in the door, start doing PvE stuff like raiding and dungeons, I think it's difficult to not go with like a Paladin. Retribution Paladin is fantastic right now. They've gotten a pretty big upgrade. They are really strong DPS, but also protection is very solid too. And I think Holy is going to be a pretty solid one. It's a must-have in raids. But I think it's also going to do pretty well in dungeons as we get better gear. It's not the strongest healer right now, Disc Priest, and I think Evoker or Druid right now are taking that cake and eating it. Let me double check. Early numbers, yeah. Rest of Shaman, actually no, never mind. Rest of Shaman and Disc Priest are doing really good. Preservation Evoker, Holy Paladin, and Rest of Druid are pretty close to each other. You're not a Holy Priest, you're not a monk, so you're in a better spot than the worst that you can be, but even then, so the worst is just not the most popular, to be fair. Yeah, I don't think a Paladin is in a bad spot. Protection is very popular. A lot of people want to play with Protection. Red is really good too. Palace of a B-Res. There's a lot of reasons to play it. Warriors are not bad though, but Warriors are kind of live and die by the damage. You do need a Warrior in a raid when it comes to like, you know, maintaining all of your buffs. And Fury and Arms can definitely do quite a bit of damage too in the respective fields, AoE or single target or cleave. And Protection Warrior isn't bad by itself. It's just Protection Warrior is no longer the popular kit in skill right now compared to Protection Paladin. I don't think Holy Bucket check, no Holy Power, Holy Alive, TY. Yeah, so no Holy Power generation on live for Paladin, so giving him more Holy Power generation through Holy Shocks and the cooldown reduction of Crusader Strike, as well as Judgments, I feel like it's gonna give him a lot more resources to spend. Maybe we'll make him a little bit less mana conservative, but who knows? I do like the change. PTR does. Maybe one day, Tyler. Yeah, one day. Right now, I do not plan for anything like that today. All right. Yeah, so this is actually really good changes overall, though. I do like what they're doing with Paladin. I think changing it in the direction of making Glimmer, which is mostly usually a capstone or closer to a capstone trait, something that defines a class, more just let's just play Paladin around Glimmer as a passive. It's just something you do, and we'll expand on that going forward. But then also give him that, I think it was a Legion version of the Mastery with Beacon of the Lightbringer, or like a talent you could talent into with Beacon of Lightbringer, where Mastery of Lightbringer that causes the healing to be increased based on the proximity of targets to you, but also targets to your Beacon of Light target. And I think doing that helps. I mean, I think it helps Paladin in general. I think it's really good. And then from down here, it just feels like there's more of a choices of like how you play these builds. And them changing Tear Deliverance to work together with Shoulder Shock, I think maybe could be good. It's a pretty short cooldown. It could be pretty powerful by itself, just as a healing button. But also them reducing the value of Avenging Wrath. I wonder if that's gonna make like Avenging Crusader better, although that did get adjusted recently. But I wonder if like it'll make like some of these other cooldowns and capstones and like how you build yourself like a little bit more. It's gonna be more of like a difficult choice of how you like build. We'll see. Legion Mastery is back. Yeah, exactly. It's a passive. It's a passive master. So we still have the mastery of the Lightbringer, right? Where your allies get healed based on the proximity to you. But this talent changes it where Beacon of the Lightbringer, where your mastery also works off of your beacon targets. So let's say I throw a beacon on this guy, right? Let's say I try to heal this Draenei, right? I can't heal her because, you know, it's just opposite faction. Maybe this guy? Can I heal any of you guys? Yeah, I can't really heal any of them. But let's say can I just put beacon on somebody else? Anybody here can heal beacon? Anybody at all? Like a guard maybe? No, guard doesn't work. Okay. Let's just do this. So you can see like I'm far away from the target and I'm healing them for her. That's a crit. Why did I have to crit? Like a Holy Light heals them for... What is it? Double up. What if I have to just flash heal? Will that do it? Flash heal. Okay, so 200, right? 200. 200k when it doesn't crit. 202, 206. Close to 200, right? But when I put a beacon on this guy, now this guy is next to a beacon target and he gets for 238. So the healing is scaling with my mastery now, which is pretty neat. So when I'm like super far away, I don't want to beacon the tank at a distance. I can play more like a castery build or whatever. I don't need to be directly in melee as much anymore. So it gives you a little bit more room in how you play around. But you're still gonna eat melee mechanics. I feel like for dungeons, this is fantastic because you can do like more of that range baiting stuff if you need to. But in dungeons, I think you're still going to be part in the melee because you're going to eat melee mechanics and things are going to target you as if you're a melee, not as a caster. Which is unfortunate, unless they maybe remove paladins, like Holy Paladin, from like any mechanics whatsoever, and they can just kind of hang out wherever they want to. But this gives you a little bit of like, you can hang back and heal your range buddies, and as long as you're near them, you're fine. And as long as melee near the tank somewhere nearby, you should be able to get some value from mastery. So that's pretty cool. Alrighty, I think it's time to go live, boys. I think it's time to go to live, but I like some of these changes, man. That's some good stuff. I really do hope they add the new dungeon sometime soon. I would be very, very happy to hop on and get that done if I can. Because I'm excited. Genuinely excited. Alright. I think it's time to head back to, new stuff? No, not new stuff. I think it's time to head back to, I'm thinking Underrot, boys. I'm thinking we go back to the good old Understank. Do some keys on live. I think I'm just gonna pug them unless guildies are doing some Underrots. Because I need my Croc Tusk. We get a couple of runs. I do want to try between like sub and outlaw. Try the two specs. Also, apparently Outlaw is doing a little bit better in the sub creation website. I do want to see if like they're running a different build or if it's still just ambush thing. Yeah, it still feels like it's a very much an ambush thing, ambush angle. Like a hard ambush angle. Yeah, all the way into ambush, blade rush, cold blood. We just go from there. Okay. Is that with the tier though? What's up with that tier? Tier. No, it's still using the old tier. But like the damage difference is very, very low. Also, I gotta take my raid build and I gotta adjust it a little bit. Apparently, there's a little bit of a better playstyle for it. If I take away a point out of take a point out of Thistletea and put points here, apparently that's a little stronger when I simmed it. So that should be good, maybe. Alrighty, let's switch over to ambush. Do you guys have a key you want to do? Like the anybody here has an Underrot that you want to sacrifice? Like a 16 Underrot you're willing to give away maybe? I want to try to see if I can do like a decent Underrot, so if in case a Croc Toss drops, I want to be able to get a good one. So I gotta get one from plus 17 to plus 19. But 17 and higher would be ideal. Try to see if I can get a couple signups. Because I done a 17 Underrot this week at the very least. But if I can get one at like a higher level for score and stuff, that'll also be good too. I also do want to start doing some alts on stream chat. I think it'll be really, really fun. So maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Get a couple of alts out of the way. Try a couple of builds. See how classes have evolved. Because I want to start trying to get some tier pieces here and there, man. I need it. I need to. My alts need gear. Desperately need gear. Very big need. Let's try this 18. I could also do like a 16. I guess. Won't get the best weapon out of it, but it's better than nothing. Let's 18 as well. Because I'm hoping my score like maybe helps me, dude. I'm like less than 20 points away from KSM. So maybe for one of these groups they'll look at the score and be like, you know what, maybe this could work out. Although I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the groups are just trying to go with like non-rogues. There we go. Non-rogues, non-demon hunters. If they're trying to go for the croc tasks themselves, and they just don't want to have like Ewan from them, you know, or get somebody giga geared who doesn't really need the weapon. That could work. Wait, what did it say? I don't have a UR HOA. This is a 417, right? Hopefully. How do you get juked out? This is a 17, right? Hold on, keys. Yes, they do have a 17. Somebody has said something about a 13 Underrot. What are your favorite classes so far except main rogue? Shaman. I like Shaman a lot. Evoker's really fun too. Evoker's ridiculously fun. I like Shadow Priest. I like some Survival Hunter. I'm a contrarian when it comes to Hunter. I'm not a big fan of the range Hunter. Okay. Not a fan sounds bad, but like I prefer melee over range. I don't know. I just like grenades. I just like tossing grenades and going for kill commands and getting up in personal and melee. I like the whole disengage on her putting back in. Like the mobility of that class is so fun. It just reminds me of Rogue. Death Knight's really cool. I like Unholy and Frost. Paladin's really, really fun. Who else? Warlock is good too. I'm a big fan of like Destro and Demo. I played with it a little bit with Affliction. I don't know, man. I'm kind of starting to fall out a little bit out of Affliction. I may need to get the new tier set for Affy and give it a go again. Monk is also really fun. Brewmaster, Mystery were all good. Windwalker is solid. Hasn't been my favorite, but it is solid. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. I forget that I'm grapple hooking this guy instead of a shadow step. I gotta like rewire my brain every time that happens when switching between the two. What class did I miss? Mages, right? Arcane. I like Arcane. I do gotta give Fire and Frosting another go though. I definitely gotta give both of them a go. Can I get Rogue? Don't PI me. PI me. I get nothing out of it. Honestly, PI tank. Seriously, just PI the tank, bro. Literally PI the tank. He's gonna get more value out of that haze buff than I will. I'm not even lying to ya. Literally give it away with PI, dude. I don't do anything with it. I'm not gonna get value for it. I'm sorry. Okay, do I get Storm Eater? Do I trust Storm Eater? I really wanna. I'm gonna go Dice. We're gonna go Dice. I'm not trust Storm Eater anymore. Storm Eater canceled. Storm Eater is canceled. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Haven't tried Evoker, Minion, Druid, playing sub. Oh, Druid, that's another class that I forgot entirely. Playing SP, Rogue, most of the time, Student Paladin, maybe Shami too. Hope you enjoy all those, dude. They're so good. I don't think there's a single class that I could really say like, oh, I hate this class. There've been some expansions where like, I'm not a big fan of one class or another. But it's really difficult to like find a class that I like hate right now. We made a lot of friends. Did she cast while walking? Is that me, or did she just cast that while walking? Oh, okay, I can stop her. Did I just stun her? Okay, we'll stun. I didn't have stops. I didn't have gouge on this build. Oh, bleed. Kick. Please kill. I'm gonna die. Oh, we're not dead. We're okay. Although these guys got an enrage buff. I don't want to stun him if I can. I got nothing though. Oh no. I am a little afraid. I'm a little bit spooked. I'm a little bit frightened. I'm a frightened little boy. Oh god, please. Whew. I didn't know. I didn't look who he was targeting. He was facing my direction. I felt scared. I felt threatened. Had to punch him in the kidney. I love how Rogue solved all the problems. Like, oh my god, you look at that be funny? Punch you in the kidney. Yeah, Evoker's definitely worth a try, man. I'm excited to see what other class changes they'll do though for 10-1. Like augmentation Evoker, I think is gonna be insane. I'm so excited for that one. Out of all the classes right now, I'm probably most excited about augmentation Evoker. It looks insane, and I love that like creativity of that class. There's a raw sheer dripping with creativity. I love it. I think it's absolutely my favorite. I should one run this far. Nothing you can do about it. Oh, she's targeting. Oh, okay. I guess that could work. You know, not go super far because I can cleave them. Is they gonna be McCurdy? Do they bolster them? No, they don't. Good. I gotta make sure. Oh, hold on. I got evasion soon. I got evasion, so I could probably draw aggro off of her. Okay, evasion. Oh god. Okay, cheat death. There was a bleed on me. Okay, I'm dead. I popped evasion, but there was what, one on the left side, one on the right side, and it was just bad place to be in. Clean. Clean. I do think the tick maybe could have pulled a little bit less. I don't know if you meant to pull those ticks back there or not. But whatever. Alright, tank. What do you, guy? Yeah, I wanna pop a trinket here. I feel like I do. Just to get the damage out. Just put it on cooldown. Wasn't this big guy, those big masks, stunnable before? I feel like he was stunnable before. Oh, they want 2 more dungeons on 2K IO. Mythic full 7. Let's go. Yeah, I just need like one more dungeon that's not Underrot. Like 20 points. Literally any of these on 45 would do them.
Watch your step. Interrupt. Watch where. Interrupt.
Gonna kick him, and hopefully the tank got it. Yeah. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why everybody wants a paladin, man. You got 2 mobs that need to be interrupted. Paladins can randomly just... Paladins will randomly get procs for shield, and they can just toss out shields. And just get the interrupts. Or I guess you could, like, technically save shield. I don't think you would, though. I don't think any paladin would actually hold it. If a decree is 8-12%. Is it actually, are you guys actually playing decree, or is it just like your personal choice you don't want to play into the demon? What's that about? I also feel like my single target image kind of is ass on this build. I really wish like the roll the bones, keep it rolling build could do AoE, because it does a lot better in single target. Just complete a bracket height 17 with 40 deaths and a total. It's a total hell, and Ting was broken, 1 boss, and a healer gets hexed, can run out. Yeah, there's some overlaps. There are definitely some overlaps there that are not ideal. But I don't really know what you can do in that kind of situation, you know? What do you do in that? It's definitely doable, like people are doing it, but I think it's gonna take a little bit until groups figure out like a safe route for that place. Especially if you like pugging it, Andre. How you doing, by the way, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. Is there anything you're farming from Underrot, or is it just not Underrot? Rack and hide, or are we just doing it for the key, just for score? I forgot to use my Shattered Dance entirely. Play and keep it rolling. I don't even use dance anymore. Just doing IO. I feel ya. Yeah, that one I think I'm probably gonna wait until like guildies are doing it. Just so I don't have to deal with pugs on that one. I mean, don't get me wrong, some pugs might end up being fantastic with that boss. Who knows? I had some keys where like doing it with homies just doesn't go how I wanted, but with pugs it just like play by the book. But again, new dungeon is gonna take a little bit for most players to learn exactly how to handle a lot of the boss mechanics and dungeon mechanics. Don't really know exactly what wiped you guys there, but definitely not easy. Should I be on the Swarmer the entire time there? I feel like it's like the only scary mob. Vortex seems to be the easiest. Vortex is really not that bad. I really do like what they've done with it. I think Vortex is awesome. Yeah, Liquid ends up confirming that Holy Paladin does not generate resources from Judgment. Oh, dude inside? Did it die at the end maybe? Get position frontal? Yeah, it's all good. Can be stunned. Was it the entangling of some people? Might have been. I didn't pay attention. I guess just running. Oh no, somebody help him. I do like DKs for the Swarmers though, because they can just kind of slow them down with a Chain of Ice and Death and Decay, making it much harder for them to get around. What's the 1300 more evoker? Hell yeah. I will see how it goes this week. Hey, good luck, my guy. Like PvP or Mythic Pluses? I gotta get more PvP done this week. A lot more PvP done. But this week I think it's gonna end up being like a grind out the rogue and focus on the rogue a lot. Really gotta have a stop with the Swarmers. I feel like we don't really have much. Like, do I just kidney? Do I just kidney them? Am I supposed to be the one kidneying them? Like, how are groups gonna deal with that? Like, top end groups. Because I guess I can kind of like stutter step him like this. Always be out of his reach. Maybe that's what you do, but then it's like kind of like RNG. I gotta make sure Swarmer's on me, and then hopefully I have enough space to like waddle. Because I kind of taken for a walk, unless I get stuck. Oh god, please, please. I won't. Uh-oh. Who died to what just now? There was a guy here. How did we wait? We only have like 2 of us alive? Did everybody just get eaten by the Swarmer, or was it like the bile? Oh, dude, triple bile. We're all fine. Bile. Unforge, man. Unforge. We could probably do these 2, right? With a Shadow Priest. If we bop him, could be fine, maybe. Huh? Made more friends, apparently? Oh, this could be really bad. Yeah, there's no way we could dodge all that. Just do your best. Try to live. Hit faint. I don't know if the Swarmers are going to be dying soon. There's a lot of ticks. They're all going to be dying. Okay. I got to get some calm points. Oh god. I'm going to die. Heal? God, please, blind. Okay, maybe we're right. Maybe we're okay. Maybe now we can go back in. Oh, that was scary. That was terrifying for a second. I need to spell, Ah, okay, beautiful. That was terrifying. What did we pull those from? Is it just like somebody ran by? Oh no, dude. Oh no, 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 no. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it might have been those guys, yeah. I think those are the guys we skipped initially. So percentage-wise, I don't really know if we could skip anything. It just everybody got eaten by that thing. Jesus. Just running around eating all of them. Not gonna lie, healing hierarchy has been brutal. I'm only doing 14s. Oh yeah, I feel yeah. Yeah, the monk is healing heroic, right? And the evoker is pushing up plus. Nice. Hell yeah. Yeah, what are your thoughts on the new evoker tier set? Also, are you gonna be making a swap to the augmentation evoker once that's out? Because I am definitely excited for one. Also, this is the thing with the current Grand Melee buff. I have 10 minutes of Slice and Dice. It's not doing anything for me at all. It literally does nothing for me. Maintaining Slice and Dice is not even that difficult.
Charging.
So having a buff that just gives me like perma slice does... I'm excited for the new buff, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. The new version of it. If we position to like a wall. Make him charge not super far. Better friend. Please target me. Target me. Do it. Okay, not. I felt like honestly I was gonna get hit there. I'll try to see if I can use whatever I can when it comes to mobility to deal with the boss. I'd probably go Faria. I'll get these. And we got these. Maybe I can charge back to the boss. Which way are we taking him? Back? If we can walk him back little by little, like it'll be perfect. Or just keep him here, maybe? Oh god, I hate the down jump of having to run around for those things, dude. I feel like this would be a more elegant way of dealing with that mechanic. But we never figured out like a more elegant route on BFA. Maybe just like focus the boss and just AoE the ticks down. Just let it be like a healer mechanic or whatever. Probably not, right? But this just takes so much time. So much time spent. Maybe just leave one or two. Probably not on higher end. Especially on like tyrannical. Those ads are probably gonna shred. Like, why is this so far? Yeah, that's not fun. No guildies though? That's unfortunate. Yeah, pugging things is a whole another story than having guildies online for stuff. I like we pug on stream quite a bit, but having guildies for stuff is definitely so much more convenient. It's not. It's like a night and day difference, honestly. It is such a big difference. I'm gonna use my trinket here. Not ideal timing for it, but I think it'll be fine. Yeah, not the most value, but it'll work. Observation in the middle to aggro. Did you know there's a death knight you can actually mind control the big guy, the death speaker, and he gives you a buff that gives you like 100% haste and movement speed by 100%. And it looks like it works full wholesale on the blood death knight, or I guess on holy or frost death knight. I imagine that would be really good. That's a lot of haste. That's a lot. That's a pretty big damage buff. Nice little buff there. That remembers BFA MDI to some degree. To some degree. A lot of it is a blur though. Like my memory has never really been all that amazing. Definitely have selective memory. Not selective. I'm really bad with names, right? Names, I can't really do it. Faces, I do better at. Events, I generally good, but not 100%. Not have 100% accuracy on those. Say like in the 90s maybe. Unless it's like a cringe moment, those to remember for the rest of your life. You ever get those like when you just go into bed and you just get those like cringe sweats where you remember something cringy you did way back in like middle school, high school, or something cringy you said and now you just can't sleep? That's me. That's me, bro. So whenever I see those posts on Twitter, like meme posts, I feel like I'm just gonna call out by name. Alan's trying to see if he can get cleansed. I can do this. I probably didn't need to do that, honestly. I thought for some reason I thought we weren't gonna get another clear. For some reason I thought we were still in a bit of trouble. But we were fine. I didn't need to do that at all. Over here. Somebody needs to go and clear those. Yeah. Priest is doing it. Go clear one of those. Might as well, yeah. We're actually doing such a good job clearing, dude. This tank is so good with the shockwaves. I feel like the boss is shockwaving a lot more often or something. Is he? It definitely feels like the clears are a lot more aggressive than I remember. They're so nice. Also, there's like a perfect spot you can stand. I didn't realize that until now. Oh, that's so good. All right, next one. Yeah, excited to try a new spec and raid. I'm sick of the healing and DPS on the evoker. Dude, me too, man. I really want to give it a go. I love some of the wackiness that Blizzard is applying with this new build, this new evoker playstyle. I'm loving it wholeheartedly. Loving every second of it. I got nothing. Thank goodness we got a huge kicks. I'm gonna guess it's the paladin doing most of them, isn't he? Okay, I can get the next kick. Honestly, could have pulled a bunch of the next set of mobs. The skellies. Just try to see if I can show him real quickly. Taking a dot damage, so cloak. Vanish on that one. This is where I would have loved to have my trinket up right now. But maybe if I use a trinket on the next trash pack, maybe I'll have it for the boss. I think. Also, this game is going really well, by the way. After like a few wipes we had at the very beginning, everything went swimmingly afterwards. Said the worms, I got you, Charles. I got you, dude. I've been doing all this, all of BFA. I'm only the best at it. Stealth? Okay. Oh, yeah, we are way up in percent. Yeah, we are 96. I forgot. Okay. I did not even notice, dude. Look at our percentage. Ah! Blind. I guess we have to kill it now, but... I feel like I should just dumpster the worm right now with a trinket if I want to use it on the boss. That's worthless. I'm going to use it on the ads. That's so bad value. I think one of the priests might have used, I'm guessing, but a lot of times this happens when you're striding people with rogue. People will use certain abilities, like a power word shield, for example, to give yourself movement speed, but it takes you out of stealth momentarily when you do stuff like that. You don't want to use any abilities that are like a cast or like a heal or whatever. when stuff like this happens. A big AoE, and we're just watching for frontals and trying to get kicks whenever we can. These kind of frontals, what these? Oh, please! I'm not tentacle. Oh, that could be bad. That was really bad of me. I thought, honestly, I thought it was safe. Obviously, it was not safe. Mage, at least got ice block. It's just the frontal they do, the fear frontal, the gaze. Oh god, the tentacle. It was literally inside of the hitbox. Literally inside of the model. At least the shadow piece popped off. I felt like that was gonna be my time to shine, but no. And now, what's the best asteroid traits for Rogan here? Oh my goodness! Hold on. Can I look him up? I don't know them by name. I'll tell you exactly what we used back then. I don't know them by name, dog. I don't know them by name. All right. You would use triple death shot, one brigand's blitz, one ace up your sleeve, and you would use where is it? And one keep your wits about you. That was the best build. That was the best combo. Dude, my goodness. I know what they look like, right? I know the pictures for them. I'll be able to tell you exactly what we used to do back then for every dungeon. But that was like the best combo. You could go for double brigand's blitz or like a triple brigand's blitz for a little bit because of like corruption, because they gave you like a gig amount of haste. You could do that for a while. If I could break this and get back in. He's gonna confused why I'm running out. But that's what he used back then. Yo, blast from the past, man. Made me look him up. I wanted to know. I wanted to be certain. By the way, this group is doing this boss is the cleanest I've ever done so far. Literally the cleanest group I've ran was as of this moment. Except my damage is just absolute cheeks. I'm hoping somebody will figure out like a better build for the our current tier set. Because the builds we got right now is basically like just ambush build, but it's so much weaker with this tier set than with the old one. Because it doesn't synergize super well into the set at all. Like while the other one gave us more ambush damage, but at least worked. This one's a big between the eyes thing, and I think maybe the builds for A we will end up utilizing between the eyes and cooldown reduction, use it between the eyes as a crit. And critting more with it, but I don't know, man. We'll see. I tried making like a couple of versions, just none of them really did well in dungeons. There we go. Where's the chest? Croc Tusk, please. Croc Tusk, please. No one else here can loot one either, can he? Oh no, dude. We got 1 point out of it though. Huge. I'm surprised you remember those. Dude, I played a lot. Oh, big rats. Big grats on mount. Nice. That's awesome. I think it's the first time I've seen a mount drop from M+ in a good while. Last one maybe was like Necrotic Wake. I got one of PTR one time. Oh, is that what he wanted? Is that the trinket he was going after? I remember Paladins used to run that back in the day, but I don't really know if that works nowadays at all. Yeah. Dude, I used to play a lot of BFA, man. I used to make guides and everything for this place and everything. Right? So I kind of remember just random bits of memory just gets lodged into your brain and just permanently stuck there, you know? I think it happens to everybody. Hope you're doing well as well here. What's up, Cry? How you doing, my guy? I hope you have a good one. Welcome, my man. I kind of want to keep running this Mog, but I'm not a big fan of like the blades in the back. Do I just go like Cloak, maybe? Cloak might actually look pretty good. If it's the scarf combo. Was it other cloak, or did I never get that? Should look a backpack or something. Yes, the damage, I mean, I guess it was alright. I don't know. But it's just really difficult for me to figure out an AoE build where I can play into like between the eyes and all that other stuff. I'm wondering if maybe you can play into summarily dispatched or not pick up, keep it rolling, go into a riposte, into improved between the eyes, and just pick up a build with like heavy hitter and green skin or something, and maybe grab blade rush. Right? Just really mess up the build. Really adjust it. I want to see if I can sim something together, because I really want to put something together that can maybe work and play into the tier set, but nothing really has worked super well. Let me experiment here really quick, chat. I'll copy the current build that I have now and I'll adjust it a little, but like 100k DPS is alright. I feel like I could do better though. KR, Blades, Dungeons. So if you want to keep it rolling, what would I put it into? Actually, I guess I'll just make a whole new build, wouldn't I? I'll take a guess with me, actually. I think Shadowrunner's fine. Step is good. And I guess you have to really go into a Shadow Dance build, don't you? Because that seems to be the strongest option. I want acrobatic strikes. And I think it would be better to go lethality here. Yeah, I guess that would be my standard here. Here, I want to make sure I reach this as soon as I can. With between the eyes. I don't know if I really play ace up your sleeve though. So roll the bones. Don't necessarily need grapple hook. Okay, how many points do I have? 3. I have 3 points, so I'm thinking we do a point here. Maybe we do a point here. And a point here. Or here. What would I adjust here to? Would I just maybe like summarily dispatched? Shorten the buff duration, maybe give more heavy hitter value? Maybe? Opinions about balanced druids and AoE and single target talents? Do you have a lot of variety between the builds though? I don't know if you do. I can take a look. So Boomkin and AoE right now. It's a fairies, and then you got Interradiant Moonlight, Incarnation, Pulsar down the middle. And then your single target build would be like a raid build, I guess. Maybe like Kazara, which is pure raid single target. What's your best DPS on this one? What does it look like? So one goes into more Starfall, while the other picks up Warrior Valoon and Nature's Balance. But they're not really all that different, you know? One just takes out an AoE ability out of the equation entirely. Yeah, they don't really have much diversity on the Boomkin build. You still have the main core of like how it plays. As you can see, there's some like utilitarian stuff here. Like what you pick up, what you swap into. But like for the most part, it doesn't really change much. I think that's what they're trying to do with Boomies. But yeah, if you want like opinion about balanced druids, they're very samey. You don't really change much. You know, it's really picks up Starfall and maybe Ethereal Kindling, or you pick up like Warrior Valoon and Nature's Balance, or don't. It's very samey. You don't have much of a variety. Okay, so test 1. Oh, another thing I could do actually is I could generate combinations, right? If let's say I take a point out of like if I take the Kyrian Dread Blades, right? Take a point out of here. I could generate combinations off of this, I guess. Wait. 216 combinations. Is this gonna take forever? Oh, I also have it on single target, don't I? No. I need to make it like, let's do it like this. Let's do five bosses. I wonder how long this will take. That's a lot of combinations, a lot of iterations to generate. We gotta just run it in the background. I want to do another key, boys. I'm gonna get another one done. I think I want to do, what do you guys think? A different key or Underrot? Or just go for KSM? Because I do want to get my heroics done or my heroic crest finished. I do need one more for the weekly, but then I'll probably do a lot more 20s afterwards. What do you guys think? Another understank or another key entirely? How you guys feeling? Are you guys tired of the Underrots yet? Because I do want to do more Underrots, chat. Yeah, hit me up with it. Because otherwise I'm going to search for another Underrot. We'll probably play sub if that's the case. Give sub another go. Because that seems to be really strong. Under plus 17. Keep doing 10. 19. 18? Got a 17 Alderman? We could switch it up and do Alderman. Would you want to do Alderman? Apparently current gear is the best gear for that 5 target thing. Really? Yeah, it keeps saying that it's really good for like AoE. But what if I run the sim again and change to dungeon? Because dungeon sim is a little different. I mean, we could do Alderman if you wanna. Yeah, if you toss me an invite right now, we can put a group together. Maybe we can get something going, yeah? I'm down. Here we go. Change the pace of things. Hopefully we can get a decent group together that know how to do some of the dungeon mobs. I think I may need to play Prayer of the Week here too. Because Prayer of the Week, I don't have a lot of channels to connect to it. I could drop tricks and I could drop dance, I guess, or step for Prey. I think Prey would be very, very, very valuable though. Nah. It's too much to go out of the way. I think I'll just go back to Dan's build. That'll work fine. We'll see how that goes. We'll do the Dan's build. We'll see how we did. Because otherwise Prey is really good there because of the snake boss, the second boss, as well as the snake he adds before the second boss. If you stun him, that cancels out their enrage effect, and it also makes him take 10% more damage while they're stunned. So technically, like if you want to have a big go, you have the rogue kidney shot for the full duration, and just have everybody blast the boss at the same time. Can you show us how flying works, please? Like the new flying, like dragon riding? Yeah, sure. So the new dragon riding is a momentum-based system, whereas normal system, you're kind of just like floating through the air or swimming through the air. Like once you're mid-air, you're constantly moving forward as a dragon. So if I'm tilt up, I'm gonna start losing speed. If I tilt down, I started gaining speed very, very quickly. So once you get used to the momentum, it's very intuitive with like the mouse and the controls, right? If you're pulling up, you're going to be losing speed, but if you're facing down, you're going to be building speed. So there's a little bit of like a, when you first start messing around with it, there's a bit of like a flow. You're like a wave through the air. You're kind of like waving a snake in your way through the air. Not super crazy though. I'm kind of emphasizing it. It's super like emphasized. And then down here you have what's called our vigor charges. So vigor allows you to use certain flying abilities that you can like pick up from your dragon riding skills. It's like a little talent points. This is really easy to put together. You just go fly around all across aisles, collect these glyphs in the air, and then once you collect all of them, you have all your skills. You can literally do this as soon as you enter the game. as soon as you enter the Dragon Isles. You can just go fly through all of them. As you get glyphs, you get to build up your dragon. You get to get more charges. You get to stay in the air for longer. You get to generate these charges quicker. Oh, I guess also I should go about how to generate these charges. You do them once you reach max speed. Once the dragon got this like blue aura, that's where you're building up charges constantly. And you can keep building them while using all these abilities, these flying abilities to do stuff. So you got a couple, like you have one that's like, it pulls up with Skyward Ascent, and you got one that lets you rush forward with Surge Forward, lets you build up speed, especially when you're facing down. If you want to just build speed from like nothing to max speed immediately, you can also use 3 charges to build up Whirling Surge, so you can go from no speed to max speed immediately. And that lets you like kickstart your flight as soon as you get it. Then you have Bronze Time Lock, which is kind of like an ability for you to lock your current location. Like let's say you're just exploring, flying, and trying stuff out. You can lock your current location. And let's say you mess up, you did some flying maneuvers, some weird, you can just always like come back to your flying location if you're struggling with the system. And there's a new ability you'll unlock later down the line called like Aerial Halt. That one got added like in a recent patch. It just makes you like slow down. It's nice for like when you're maneuvering around and you're gonna overshoot your target, you just want to slow down for a second. That could be good there. Or in PvP, like if you're trying to fly away from your captors, it's just trying to evade them, you slow down, turn around the other direction. That's been pretty good for like dodging pursuers. Actually surprisingly useful. Yeah, and that's really it. And a lot of it is mostly intuitive, of just like you figuring out how the momentum works and the mouse movement behind it. But it's really fun. It's really fun. If you're struggling with the system, I would definitely go and I would definitely do the whole, you know, walking around, getting all the glyphs from different areas of the zones. Once you collect all of them, you get to build up quite a lot of that dragon riding skills. That makes flying a lot easier. But the early levels of it are really, really fun. You can also practice dragon riding through dragon races, so you feel like you're not doing all that great. The dragon races give you a bit more of like a hand-holding experience, but also they can give you like an experience where you can just kind of fly around and try some of these races on your own time. You can find them as like a world quest out in the open, like this one. It'll give you like a track to fly through, and that's pretty good for like teaching you how to fly. I'd say it's like a general rundown of it. General rundown of all of it. Hopefully that's helpful. For everything's detailed tutorial, I should make a video, great explanation. I did when the expansion originally launched. I did. Yeah, I did a whole video like how to get a hang of dragon riding, went over the glyphs, went over how to operate, like some of the tricks that I've learned in terms of like a lot of players were struggling pretty early on, like how to build up speed, and people were just running out of the charges very, very quickly. But it's very big time. It's very important when flying to position your camera in a right direction. So let's say you want to skyward ascend to build up speed. Facing downwards while skyward ascending, you're not really getting much speed. You really want to tilt upwards to build up, hold it, and then you can kind of like re-elevate. So this way you're building up speed the entire time, flying max speeds, while also being able to get the maximum amount of altitude. Nowadays you can just like spend all your charges immediately and just like literally go to the top of a mountain if you want to. Which is literally what I'm gonna do right now. But like when you first started out with a limited amount of charges, when you're first getting your glyphs or whatever, like this was one of the harder glyphs to get because it's just like at the top of this mountain. Kind of difficult to get. But yeah. Like at first when you start out, it's kind of difficult to get around because you're just like, well, what do I do? How do I do this? I just keep losing my charges. So a lot of players ended up kind of like burning all those charges to fly up, finding perch, and then waiting until their charges recuperate over time. But you don't necessarily need to do that. Not really. How are we doing on them queues? We need a healer. I believe we got one. Do we need anything like a decurse for this place? Hold on, I'm trying to think. Need a stun, huh? Poison? Is it poison to spell? I don't remember at all, dude. I don't remember at all. None of it. Okay, I'll need to... I guess we'll find out when we go in, yeah? Is there... This is a fire guy, then there's the dispels on the final dude, then there's the Trog. They've nerfed him a little. Mazza spell. Oh yeah, I guess it was a Mazza spell thing. I don't know, maybe if you have like a... I feel like on Tyrannical he won't, or Fortified he won't be that bad. But yeah, Master Spell would be ideal, I guess, for the final boss. In fact, 2 Master Spells I think would be better, because I think they changed his spell queue. So I think he'll debuff him, then he'll do a couple other abilities, then he'll put a debuff again, and then some time waits, and then some time passes, and then he does the time reversal thing with the sands. Yeah. He used to only do it once, like when you put debuffs on everybody on PTR, because he would kind of like cycle through his abilities very, very quickly. He would do a knockback, put a debuffs, tank breath, and then he would do into sand. So if you master spell, you were chilling. If you've ever done season 2 until now, and season 2 right now, like currently, I think Freehold is a fantastic instance. There's literally no instance that beats a Freehold right now out of all the Mythic Plus instances. However, I do like Vortex Pinnacle. I really don't think that one is bad either. The final bosses are annoying and awful to do on high Tyrannical because of how much damage that goes out. But it's not like I don't like the mechanics. I'm fine with the mechanics. It just does a lot of damage and it's very, very intimidating. I think Freehold is honestly my all-time favorite. It's well-paced, it's got good mechanics, it's very straightforward. They even cleaned up some of the certain abilities for the bosses as well. But yeah, I think that one has to be my favorite. It got the best jams in there too. Like the music in Freehold is top-notch. It is fantastic. Although Notharis isn't bad either too. Like I don't hate that one either. I think the ones that I'm like not super keen on is like, I gotta run more Notharian's Lair, but that one is I've had a lot of bad experiences with that one pretty early into the season. Halls of Infusion is another one that I hear horror tales off of, but I haven't done that one that much. Bracket Hide I don't think is nearly as bad. Ultimate I don't think nearly as bad. Vortex Pinnacle I don't think bad at all. Underrot and Freehold are pretty easy though. I do need more Underrots this week. A ton more Underrots. Hey, my chicks, if we can't get this key together for Odaman, you want to just queue for an Underrot? Try to see if me and you both can go get a Croc Tusk? Because we could do like a 16 or a 17. We could always do that, yeah. Because I don't have an Odaman or an Underrot. Otherwise, I'd throw my hat into the ring. Let's do that. Hey, Warlock friend. We are probably gonna queue up for a Understank. Yeah, I don't know if the guy was trying to join us for like a Ultimate Trinket or whatnot. Just gotta let him know. I don't know if he's even around. We'll see what he says. Because maybe he'll be like, yeah, sure, F it. Underrot. I'm okay with that. What's up? Hopefully he'll read the best party messages. We are not getting bites for Ulda. Gonna go do Understank. You are free to stay as we queue up, or if you doing Ulda for Trinket, then good luck, good luck. It's whatever he wants to do, man. He wants to either bail, go Uldaman, or Understank. I think it's up to him whether he wants to join up or not. Yeah, my first bracket 16, I got the tank trinket? No way. Sure. Oh. Works for me, man. Underrot plus 16, 19? I really would like a 17. Majukes, do tank by chance or heal? Oh, there's a 17 right here. Because we're gonna kind of be in slim pickings here. A slim pickings territory, unless you can like tank it. But if you know how to tank it and you can go slow, I'm cool with that too. Oh yeah, Bog! Hell yeah! That's my guy. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Isn't he good? Oh yeah, you said he was good yesterday. That's the one that deals damage to you. Okay, I do want to see how big of a shield you got out of that one though. I do want to see how big the shield is. Declined. Uh-oh. Unfortunate. There's not a lot of Underrots for triple DPS. I guess I could just spam refresh here for a second or two. I was kind of hoping the Warlock would have been like, yeah, I'm gonna go do Uldaman. Peace. Because then finding a spot for two of us is much easier than finding a spot for one of us. I can take it now? Okay, cool. I'll just send up one. Sure. That'll work. Yeah, we don't need to do like giga pulls or anything. Just like a decent enough pulls. Just decently paced. I think it'll be fine. Like a 17 would be ideal, but I'd do a 16. I'd do a 16 as well. I mean, we can maybe do this beat the timer, but the guy's already tanking. Wouldn't want to push him out of his role. But depending on the class that they play, maybe they'll be like, alright, I could heal or DPS or whatever. Absorption damage taken up to 400,000. That's a lot, actually. That's over half HP in meta. Are you going to use it in meta? Because there's no way you're always going to be able to use it in meta, though, right? Like, the potential health is nutty. But I don't know. Is that going to be consistent, though? Is that consistent, though, Jake? That is a lot of healing, though. Almost a 500k shield. That's not bad. That's a screenshot of 65k DPS. Not even fully upgraded. Oh my god. What level key was that? Hold on. Yeah, you actually did a lot of damage. Oh yeah. It doesn't say what level key, I don't think. This is champion. 16? That's not bad at all. What does that upgrade to? We need an evoker? Ideally, Shaman would work too, because like Lust. We would be a res. Evoker. Is there a disease dispel? There is. It's Underrot, so I imagine there is like poison or disease. I know there's magic damage of the final boss. There is poison dispel. We could get a shaman with a dispel totem, a poison dispel totem. That will work out pretty well. Could get shaman with poison dispel. As long as I got the totem, like that'll be fine. I'm surprised. It's so weird that the totem is actually getting value in some of these dungeons, man. I love it, but like it's crazy. Like third boss of Natharan's lair, or Uldaman, the frog area, or the frog boss in general with the poisons. It's gonna be hard though. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be okay. As long as we don't take too much of like... Wait. Am I stupid? Third boss is not a poison, it's a disease. Okay, I'm stupid. Never mind. NVM, I'm stupid. Third boss is a disease, but we got monks. We got monks with disease spell. As long as they're talented into it, right? Crop top? Right, crop top? Hold on, let me double check. Which one is it? That one. Here we need to talent into it. I don't know if you can like give up much talents for it, but you may need it. Yeah, you too. I don't know what you give up. Like maybe like you can do improve paralysis because that's how you get to Fort Brew. Celerity. Maybe it goes to heart. I can't do ferocity as a win, but like 2% damage loss. I don't know. I think that might be the play, honestly. Because maybe like celerity. I don't know. Celerity is just so good from ability. So good. We need a healer, boys. If you guys want to try to heal this, man, we just need like a healer. Lust, probably best in slot here. But honestly, I feel like we'll be able to deal without Lust either. I think this will work out just fine as well. We would do A-okay. Let me see what some rogues are running for their dungeon builds. Because there's got to be some outlaw that's picked up the tier set. Right? There's got to be one. There's got to be somebody. Like Chirpy. He's got his tier, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. He got a tier set. Still playing the image build though. Yeah, I'm hoping that maybe they'll adjust the rogue tier. So you can maybe run, I don't know, so you can maybe run, not adjust the tier, but like, suggest something about the talents, so maybe you can run like a different setup. Maybe they'll end up buffing something, anything about the spec. Just playing the new build with keep it rolling in dungeons is just not gonna work out. I want to see if I can add a bit more consistent damage between the eyes though, and pistol shots. Go to green skins. Biggest damage taken, it absorbs a shield. Doesn't go up during meta sadly, but it passes tankiness, most mitigate shielding. So what you could do is you could actually use Fel Dev, right? Then use the shield. While as you're coming out of Fel Dev to give you a bigger shield afterwards. I guess there's a viable playstyle to that, yeah? I guess you could do that. Yeah. Yeah, we need a healer. Big time. Is there really no healer signing up for Underrot? Is there anything that a healer needs from an Underrot, really? Not really, right? Maybe there's like some stat items, like a Haste Master ring. Maybe. There's an int weapon. Oh, we picked up a healer. Yeah, for some reason I was under the impression there's not a lot. So it's like, who would need it? Who would want it? Okay, it's still failed. Zuckus is probably in the queue already. Most likely. Yeah, not a lot of our healers are online right now. That was unfortunate. But like Natharis, for example, right? Natharis got so many priests signing up because everybody wants that Shadow Priest trinket, and they're just signing up as a disc or holy just so they can get a chance at the Shadow Priest trinket. So that one was like so easy to do. This place in particular, there's no trinket, there's not a lot of amazing items from what I've seen so far. Which is unfortunate. Chat, by the way, while we're at it, sub or outlaw? What should we do? Because we could maybe give sub a try and try to see if flagellation does anything. Because like it's a 17, I think now would be a pretty good time to like just give it a try. See if that build does anything. I'm pretty sure secret technique is still going to be Giga. But maybe we could just use flagellation. Sub? Let's do it, dude. Let's do it. That could be fun. No, I need like a proper sub build. Some people are trying stuff out. I definitely want to... Let's see if we can find one real quick while we're waiting for a healer. Alright, sub. Flagellation is getting some keys done. It's kind of competitive to like Dark Brew, sorta. Okay, so this one keeps secret technique but has flagellation and just takes away Dark Brew for flagellation. So it's not the most amount of like complex switches here. Not the most complex change of your life or anything. Where I'm gonna put you though? Oh god, I got so many of these micro buttons here. So many. Oh, what do I do? Because I want to keep the trinket here. I guess it's more or less my sub build. That'll work. Harlan's loaded dice. There we go. I can swap it out. Why did I put flagellation? It used to be normally number 5, but like, I guess I could put it here over that trinket. So the way this works is basically the same as it was. Allows the target for a bunch of shadow damage caused on each comm point to additionally strike the enemy for shadow damage while increasing the Every time you deal damage with a flagellation, your mastery increases by 2.5 seconds, persistent for 12 seconds after the tournament ends. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I guess what I want to do is make sure to tag a guy and then go into my finisher rotation. I guess. 1.5 minute cooldown. That's kind of desyncs with everything, doesn't it? 1.5 minutes. Because it got like a 2 minute, 1.5 minute, no cooldown reduction either. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Over a Dark Brew, which simply just does the damage of nature, bleeds to deal shadow damage instead. Which gets buffed up by your mastery, or not mastery, but other passive procs. I don't know, this may work. This may be alright. This macro into a big city like Shadow Dance? So, yes, no, technically could, but I do like to have a little bit more of like the hands-on playstyle with it. I guess is the best way to put it, right? I'd rather be very, very hands-on with this ability. Just to make sure I'm maximizing the most out of it. Although you probably could like cheat it like that and just like not have to deal with it at all. You probably could. I want to try to see if I can make a mod that kind of fits what I got going on here. Sort of, kind of, yeah. Maybe like different weapons, potentially. Can I do another dagger? What's also artifact weapon? Hold on, I'm mogging. This is very important for me. Kind of works, yeah. Might as well. I do like the Mythic set. It looks pretty good. I like the whole purple and the shadows that kind of coalesce from it. That looks really good. If I time it right, I could probably still have a food buff. It should be okay. Yeah, I'll try to see if I can maybe like adjust it to a separate keybind and see if I can make more like hands-on experience. Because I used to have it very, very hands-on back in, what is it, Shadowlands. Oh, these guys, off the bat? Really? I guess just to make sure we don't running into them at all. Okay, so here I'm gonna go flagellation. Try to see if we can maximize damage. Oh, ringing piece is gonna be amazing here, by the way. I mean, it's kind of sort of doing damage. Or is it? I think it's mostly for the buff though, isn't it? It might just be there mostly for the buff. Who knows? Okay, I got nothing for the kick here. I can just stun, I guess. It's just an extra button for me to track, but I already do feel a little overwhelmed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, chat. With just one extra button for me to track, but I'm like, what do I do? Don't mess up, don't mess up. Probably should be checking my gear now. Are we just gonna pull a lot of this in the opener? Did we do that back in the BFA? Pull this? I guess it makes it easier. Get percentage out of the way. I probably should use my trinket more often though. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna save it until next shot back probably. At this point. Also gotta remember that I have sippy cup. Definitely not use the sub anymore. That's gonna feel bad to secret technique right now. That thing is just dead. Yeah, that didn't feel great at all. I guess I'm gonna just burn a trinket here. I should have done the opener though. Should have definitely done in the opener. Well, the damage is pretty good. Yeah, the damage is definitely pretty good. I think I'm gonna save my Shook and Storm until we get the ad. Just cleave whenever I can. I should have a kick for the ad whenever that comes out. Hopefully I'll be able to walk that in. Or is it spawning? It's up far.
Watch your step. Watch where Watch your step.
Forgot about Touch of Death actually. The fact that we have two of them, this bot should be okay. I definitely think I should have been a lot more mastery heavy as a sub. Also, look at these roll the bones, dude. These are loaded dice buffs. Oh my god, how many of these do I have? Oh, there's a lot of these. What are these? Thousands? Wait, what are these secondary stats? I have thousands and thousands, what looks like at least in tooltip of secondary stats. What? Is that a thing? Huh? That's new. I think they might have did the numbers on those a little weird. These guys want to pull double the swarmers? I mean, that's just terrifying. That just... And we're just brave. You're brave for pulling this, honestly. I guess we did used to pull swarmers back in BFA, didn't we? Yeah, so this shouldn't be like unreasonable. Because that is something we used to do and we used to live that just fine. It's just they're so rough and fortified. I feel like this is maybe like a tyrannical pull. But I guess it would be 100% though, either way. Yeah, Master would have definitely been better for this. Oh, the damage with the trinket and everything is not bad either. Look at that, Secret Technique does as much damage as this thing. Lordy. Yeah, in a massive pull, I think sub would be a lot better. I feel like this actually, the pulls that we're doing are small enough where like Outlaw I think would have been a little bit better for. Although I'm fine with a slow and steady pace. Down approximately 10 minutes, I think you'll be pinged and follow massive hype train. And approximately, so you'll be pinged and we'll follow a massive hype train. Sounds good, my guy. Sounds good. What do you got for me? What do you got cooking over there? Look at that knock up into a boop. Classic. I shouldn't have blinded. I should have saved it for later. Ow, ow. Please. We'll live. Just see if I can build myself a bunch of mastery. Okay, mastery built up. Giga mastery achieved. Dice is also working. Love the cleave. Hell yeah. I mean, that's doing a lot of damage. I'm loving it. Wait, 100? Was that 150k black powder? Huh? What? I'm sorry. No. I must have misread that. That seems like a lot for black powder. I guess I'll stun him here. Actually, pop cooldowns. I'm a little behind. Also, should be using black powder there. I was just started destroying this guy back to back. Probably cool. Pull like one more, maybe. It'll be fine. Yeah, this is very, very different as sub than Outlaw. I kind of enjoy this place as an Outlaw. Like positionally, I think I just have a little bit easier time. Because the sub, I feel like I need to be like in between of all the mobs, and it just puts me in like a rough spot sometimes. Is it actually 800? That seems like a lot of crit, man. Gives me 800. It seems like a lot. Run. Okay. Okay, we have about 4 minutes. We could honestly just do some ads, honestly. We could kill some ads until the lust is up. Ads until the lust. I'd say we do it. Because we could kill these guys for a good bit. We got plenty of time here. Oh, we could pull this guy in the worm, honestly. There's nothing really super terrifying here. Except these guys, maybe. On the lust. It's like the other guys, I don't... Maybe you can kick that one guy that casts. Just keep missing it. So he just didn't pay attention. I believe he could back in the day. Okay, this guy, the win one in the middle. I want to see if you can kick this. I'm just gonna focus on him for a second. No, it is kickable. Never mind. It is totally kickable. Yeah, so I feel like if you just kick him, pull the pack onto the mini boss or the worm on mini boss. Gonna go push 20s 21s. Hi, yeah, go for it, my guy. Which one are you gonna start with? Oh, this guy's super bolstered. Oh, you're so dead. Like, if the camera breaks, you're just dead. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, we have about a minute. We probably could have killed more mobs, honestly. Not a minute. Think of the dungeon setup with new damage and tweaks makes them more in line with the Outlaw, but overall, you like it? Yeah. The new ones? I think they did a pretty good job. I think they ended up nerfing them quite a bit, so it makes a little more sense now. I think the nerfs were maybe necessary. At least I think the nerfs maybe were. I mean, the fact that the dungeons actually finally did get changes based on like our PTR feedback is nice. Just feels like maybe they did it a little late. At least it made like the must-have changes, so I can't complain too much. I feel like I'm gonna struggle on this boss just because my optim is so ass.
Charging.
I feel like I want to shadow step. I'm just not gonna be able to shadow step or use the boss to get around the room. Because right now at least I can maybe shadow step off of the boss. Can like springboard myself to get around. Don't have a way to get back, no dance, nothing. Unless our ads. And that's a guy dead. Not ideal. Unfortunate friend. Yeah, I'll save advantage for when I gotta get back. Get as many of these as I can.
Charging.
Don't sprint for a bit. But I can shadow step. Get these out here. Maybe I can ambush back over. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this one, am I? Almost. Close. Just kill the boss. I guess I did do better on this guy than I did on Outlaw. Yeah, the damage fell a lot better. I don't even know why. I guess it's just secret technique just piped. That or maybe I just had like a reversely go and that was enough to like get decent enough damage for like the rest of the instance. It's up to charge that with low gear still, but I have a freehold and Underrot be so much easier. Yeah, Underrot and freehold are really not that bad at all. Yeah, they kept those. I mean, those weren't that bad in back in BFA, but they definitely did like keep the essence of like the difficulty of those dungeons for certain. I do like the changes overall though. Because I definitely don't feel like more punishing or worse than they were. So I definitely think they did a pretty good job there. I gotta kick back up for this guy if we need it. But if I gotta kick, then the other guy also does. Okay, I don't really have a proper go here on the boss, but I do have my trinket. Am I gonna try aggro if I do this? Probably a little aggro. I'm gonna wait to use my flagellation together with dance. Please don't give me the debuff. Please don't give me the mechanic. Okay, you do give me mechanic, that's fine. Got Cloakus? Maybe? Got Cloak it. Not the best way of doing it. Yeah, I feel like I kind of scuffed that up a little. We can still do one more. I think we got all of them, yeah. That should be all of them, as long as we dodge. 2, I think it's just people get hit by the orbs. Look at the general if you can. I will in a second. I guess this works. Not ideal. Not the best place to place it. But it just wasn't like a good clump. I could have maybe adjusted. I'll eat one. And I'll eat the other. One drops. Yeah. Just go far. Go far, get what you can. You may need to get one more on the side. No, we got them all. Nice. There's one over there. Doesn't matter. Kill the boss. Beautiful. What do we get? What you got? Mid dumb boys? Yo, you got the pants, you got the tier? Let's go. What'd you get it from? Heroic? Nice. Hell yeah. And you're done. Hell yeah. Just grinding it, my guy. Yeah, I gotta start working on the tier for my priest and my shaman. Definitely gotta start putting more effort on my end, man. Hell yeah. Can I just say how happy I am that we don't have Quaking anymore? I literally forgot that Quaking is no longer an affix. At least for this season. Not a fan of the force set build, nah. As the tanky one? I don't know, like what do you go full on fire? Like if that's what is that what everybody's doing? Because you could probably go like the old towns you played before, but is this new one like more effective? Because you could probably do the old build and you'll be fine, right? Let me see if I can kick it or stun this guy. What's this speaker? So as long as we can interrupt him, we'll be fine. I think I'll kick the worm when I can. Yep. It looks cursed. I need to take a look at it again. Give me a second. I'll take a look at it in a moment. Oh, okay. So you go full on fire on the right hand side, and you go left with the souls. Okay. Anything crazy on the left side? Not really. I guess the question is like how you play it then. Because I'm not really seeing the curse part just by looking at the talents. But if I see you like play it, or if I saw what the rotation looks like with it, then maybe I'd understand. But I wonder if there's going to be a build where you can still utilize the force set while not utilizing all of its like aspects, I guess. I'm sure there's going to be like somebody will come up with like a middle ground build. I'm sure somebody will. There's no damage increase to the soul cleaver of stone fragments, no demons by extension, no fall dev. CDR. I don't think you need a fall dev CDR because you're just spitting out so many fell devs. Not fell devs, I guess brands, but yeah. But like you're offsetting a lot of that, you know? It's at least the way I look at it. You know, a lot of it is getting offset. Oh, guy dead. Oh lord, tentacles. But like, yeah, you're offsetting a lot of it. Isn't that pretty good though? Oh, this build is really good at funnel though. I like that. Oh, the craziest funnel ever. But you do have some cleave and funnel. Although, I feel like if you're not really great at maximizing the value of flagellation of this build, you're probably not going to be able to see the rewards, reap the rewards of this build. I can totally see, like, if you're not great at flagellation, it's not amazing. Whereas the Dark Brew is just very nice passive. Solid bit of passive. So everybody died but 3 of us. Is it just tentacles? Is that what's killing us? You better res him quick, man. We're just gonna get yoinked. Quick BR? Not BR, no. Yeah, back up. Yeah, this guy knows what's up. He knows you gotta take a step back before you res. You'll be fine. As long as you're chilling, you'll be a-okay. Gonna take it for test drive and Underrot? Go for it. In a 20? Might as well, yeah. That's probably where you're gonna get the most value out of it. Straight up, just go to 20. You won't. Hit you with a you won't. Alright. Please give me Croc Tusk. We actually did pretty decent on time. I don't think it was the fastest one, but definitely a solid one. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh. Already making friends. Okay, I did it wrong. I messed up. I played it wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to use that trinket, then I'm supposed to go into my dance rotation. So I did completely backwards. I want a cloak. I will. We are taking a lot of damage. We do need to make sure we don't get hit by any of the diseases. Gotta be extra clean. Majukes, if we could have the boss face into a wall, right? So we walk him out a little, and then have him face into a wall. Just spin the boss around a little, facing towards a wall. I think we'll be okay. Because everybody keeps stacking on you, and you keep spinning out where we're gonna be walking. Yeah, pull him out a little. Yep, pull forward, and then you would like turn. Yeah, something like this. That's perfect. It doesn't need to be like super far or super specific. You don't want to make sure he isn't spinning forward where we're gonna be walking. Otherwise, we got like a bunch of dots. That's what really starts to hurt. I mean, if all was stacked back here, maybe he'll just target us instead of the tank. We need one more set of ads. Yep. Let's see if I can bait him over here, maybe. Okay, this set of ads is what we gotta kill. Where's the last ad? It's somewhere there. Oh, here it is. Beautiful. Give me the Croc Tusk! Or Majukes. Give either one of us a Croc Tusk, dude. I just want to see it, dude. I just want to look at it for a second. Just show it to me. Bludgeon's robes. Maybe? Majukes? Hold on a second. Maybe? Did we get one? No? A gore splattered vest. Not even good stats, man. Let's see, like a druid. But even then, tier. It's a tier item. Unfortunate, man. GG's. GG's. I feel like I did about the same damage as I did as sub, than I did as outlaw. It just sub probably did a little bit better in single target and like burst situations, while outlaw like on smaller pulls, I think that would have been much better. Yeah, I think it also just comes down to just being able to what am I thinking of? Just going for like a big AoE pull. I think that's where sub benefits the most. But we made like mostly like what 3 target, 4 target. 3 target and 2 target specifically is not great for sub, but that'll work. Alrighty, boys. I think it's about all we wrote for dungeons. Gotta see the chamois? We're gonna see any chamois? You know what? I would love to do some alts tomorrow. I would love to get a bunch of alts done tomorrow. Today I just wanted to mostly focus on the rogue, doing Croc Tusk and doing a bit of PTR. But tomorrow I'll be down to go back in. I want to do a lot more dungeons this week. I'd love to check out some of the builds out there and show some shaman. But gotta start working on them little by little. My damage was on spot. That's pretty good. Yeah, I like how Primordial does so much of your damage, dude. Keck smash Lance. Lancelot actually isn't that bad. You know what? It did about as much as a bomb dispenser, so it's really not terrible. 5 mil damage? That's not bad at all. It's about, does anybody else got DPS trinkets? Idle? Does that do anything? Apparently it's a really good one for casters, but like it only did 2 mil, but maybe that's okay. Maybe that's normal. I mean, you triggered it more than his Windscar Whetstone. That's pretty good, right? I didn't think maybe my whole build for Cross the Slimes isn't as good, and I'm losing out on Bloodkeepers because I don't have the cowl. I'm so set up for Outlaw the entire time, though. It's crazy. Trying to get my shaman to 407 so I can join up. You're more than welcome to my guy. I don't have that high of an item level, so I'll probably do like 10s on mine. You're more than welcome to join me when we do. Honestly. I can even heal a couple of them if they can do double LE. Although like 10s, I imagine that wouldn't be an issue. Hey Dale, you free after the stream for like 10 minutes? Yeah, I can be. I'm probably not going to be streaming the raid tonight, so I can take 10 minutes, but I do got to get some food, man. I'm starving. I haven't eaten lunch or breakfast or anything today, so I'm starting to feel like a little, I don't know, tired when you just haven't eaten. You know what I mean? But yeah, just spacing out super hard. I've been really bad at that in general, man. Just not really eating as much, not eating to begin with. Not eating as much as I should, and as much as it should be breakfast, lunch, dinner, or at least lunch and dinner. I don't know, my schedule's been so off. 10s? Yeah, 10s wouldn't be bad at all, honestly. 10s wouldn't be bad whatsoever. But yeah, Warthos, I can. Are you gonna show me like the evoker thing, maybe? Because it can be pretty good. I'm down if you want to show something. I'm down for it, honestly. Raid tonight? I am raiding tonight, but I don't know if I'll stream it tonight, Shane. Tonight, we're gonna be doing some Mythic, some Heroic. I think tonight I'm just gonna take it easy, and I'm just gonna focus on a project for tomorrow. And we'll be, I just want to be able to stream tomorrow too, so we can get some more keys done and play some alts. But yeah, I think no stream tonight. Yeah. Just so I can get some work done in the background, like whenever I'm not in for any of the fights. It'll help me out tremendously. See you get yum yums, dude. Will do, man. I'm hungry, dude. I'm starving. Haven't eaten nothing. Also, I still need to go and do my quest change against the Drake, dude. That's how I am grinding my rogue. I've got my weapon, dude, but I haven't even done the main story chapters. Like, normally I love doing stuff like that on WoW, you know, experiencing all bits of content. But I've been putting in as much grind as I can whenever I'm on, grinding on the rogue as much as possible. But yeah, I don't know, man. I gotta just actually like go get my haunts done this week, man. I gotta get some PvP done, you know. I gotta get some diversity in my life, you know what I mean? Do something different for a change. But yo, thanks so much for coming by, boys. I'm gonna catch you guys all tomorrow for Thursday stream, and then Friday for the duel stream. I gotta get up Krager at some point, probably tomorrow, maybe. But yeah, you guys have yourself a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you tomorrow for more stuff. I'll catch you guys later. Worthless. Hit me up in Discord real quick. Whatever we want to do right now, we can get it done very, very quickly, and I can go get food. All right, boys. Peace.
Drop in the ocean.